because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, I was reading the private chat. Disparu. I missed the beep. Darn it.
Yeah, you missed the microwave this time.
I was waiting for you.
What's up, everybody? We're not that late. It's only 4 minutes. Everybody, calm down.
It's not as bad as I think I remember one FND we were like 45 minutes late once.
Yeah, but isn't that
We're
because you
45 minutes
started and the
late?
stream wasn't on? Or was that a different one?
That was
That was
me
like
and
years
Jeremy
ago.
did that a couple weeks ago. Where
Oh,
he,
I know
like,
Gary's done that.
he's
before
like,
as
all right,
well.
we're going live, and he played the countdown, and I'm doing something else. I'm not paying attention, like while the countdown's going, and we go into it. We're talking about shit. We were into the first topic like 5 minutes later, and I look in the chat, and they're like, they're really late. They're really late. They're really late. I'm like, wait, and I
What's
look,
going
not
on?
live, and I'm like, Jeremy, you stupid motherfucker. You didn't hit go live. He's like, I did. I said, clearly you didn't. No.
Who's the
we're
bigger
live.
boomer?
Yeah, the argument of the century right there. I still have to go with Gary. If anyone's
I've
ever
seen a
seen Gary use his phone and like,
Is it like really big text?
oh my god! Like if you have a 3-syllable word, it's going to be on 3 different lines. Like his text is so big. It's
Yeah,
insane.
there was a picture, and I wish I saved it from our first time in Vegas when we were in John Bartolo's studio. May he rest in peace. My laptop next to his laptop, and my laptop used like teeny tiny letters, and then his laptop is like a blown up times 15 image of what I was seeing.
I legitimately think it's one of the reasons that the way he reads super chats, the way he reads them, it's because he doesn't have just like a whole line of text. It's like a couple words, a couple words, a couple words, a couple words. So that's why I don't want to get old. Just like put me out of my fucking misery. Yeah.
Thanks, Ken. Only awesome people here. Yes. Thanks. Yeah, we got Ryan here today, guys. You guys have been talking about quite a few people in chat. You're one of the top picks that people are like, when is Ryan going to be here? Well, here he is, guys. I hope you're excited. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But how's everyone doing? How's the panel? How's your Saturday going? Me and Xray played Helldivers and Disparu didn't. We died a bunch.
That's because you cancelled it. You said we're not going to do it, so I didn't turn up. And then you're like, oh, we're doing it now. I'm like,
Yes, to be fair, that's why I asked. I'm like, I feel like she's saying yes, we're gonna do it, but also no. So I'm just gonna clarify, which I guess
giving it up to Disparu, and he was like, I'm gonna play Elden Ring.
don't make me leak DMs. I will read
it's
back whatever
actually
the
very
conversation
true
was.
because it's ambiguous language that we were like, are we playing? And that's why I was like, okay, you can tell me yes or no. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stream Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, you literally said, are we skipping Helldivers? I'm okay with doing it once in a while. Up to you.
You got to be here for this argument, Ryan. It happens every week.
No,
Some
that's
argument.
And and then Xray said, I'm going to do a stream of Tsushima. And you went, okay, sounds good. So it's like, it seemed pretty obvious to me.
Well, it seems like we were trying to make the plan. I don't know what you're seeing, but whatever. Just kidding.
I like how you're like,
Girls,
it's just
right?
a priority. You have to do Ghost of Tsushima. Because it's not like that game's been out for 3 fucking years and was incredible and everyone was raving about it.
Hey,
Mark wouldn't let you steal his PS5.
PC port.
Why would you
Well,
want to
I
play
have
on
a
PS5,
PS5 now. I got it, for
Now.
Final Fantasy 16. It was worth it.
Ghost of Tsushima is the real Assassin's Creed Japan. As soon as it came out, people were like, this is what we've been asking for from Assassin's Creed forever. And now we finally get Japanese Assassin's Creed. And it's like, oh, he's black. Sweet.
So Japanese. Oh my God.
I remember the uproar about Tsushima, though. Like, they were complaining, wasn't it? Like, white guys made it. And like, you can't make a game about another person's culture. And then they played it. It's like, actually, this is really accurate.
actually
You've done a really
really
good
good.
job here.
If
Yeah.
you do a good job and do the research, I think it's more than fine. It's just when you start saying like what we saw with Ubisoft this week. Ugh.
Yeah, when like woke white Canadian women with pronouns in their bios and also fat, by the way, just throw that on top. When they decide,
good odds.
you know what, this is how we're going to honor a culture. we're gonna have a black man there. You're racist if you have a problem with it. Doesn't turn out well.
Yeah, I don't think that a woke white woman or just woke in general can really women-splain someone else's culture. I think that's a bit racist, isn't it?
Well, yeah, especially as it is such a sort of American-Canadian perspective to go around and think, well, we need a black guy in everything. It's like the rest of the world exists. Like, why didn't you have someone from Uzbekistan over there? It would be exactly the same kind of thing, but they're very niche and selective about what needs to be in everything.
Hulu. Gabriel for 19.99. Thank you. Xray girl, you and Chrissy Mayer were kicking at SNL Divers earlier. I don't sound like Chrissy Mayer, but I get that a lot. It must be because we're both from upstate
New York.
New York. Yeah, I'm not from New York City though. She's not either, right? Closer than I am.
Well, she's closer than you were, so.
Than I
sure.
was. I'm in Florida now. I'm a Florida girl. Anyways.
How do you like the humidity down here?
It's wonderful. I love it. It's actually, I've kind of gotten used to it, but you can't never fully get used to it. So I still like it better than winter. In Buffalo, there was like 7 months of cold. So I'd prefer to take 3 months of just like brutal heat here over that. I miss fall though.
Yeah, you're going to extremes, right? You're at a place where it's winter fucking 6 months out of the year, like insane snow, to a place where it feels like the devil's asshole for like 6 months of the year.
Yeah.
So, maybe go like Midwest or something. Enjoy the seasons and not die of either heat or cold.
Like warm up to it.
Warm up to it, yeah.
Is it warm right now in Florida? Like,
yeah.
The past couple of weeks have been like unseasonably warm and humid for this time of year. Like May does start heating up, but what was
usually
it like
only in the 80s?
Bro, 2 weeks ago it was like it was dark outside and the heat index was still like 104 just because it was so humid and disgusting. So
yeah, the thing about Florida is when it's not humid and the sun's not out, it can get chilly here. Like people will be like, "Oh, it's 65 and chilly." I'm like, "Well, it's different though. We're surrounded by water over here. It's not the same as like in New York." But yeah, it has been a bit warm. Right now it's 83. It's a nice cool 83. But it was like
oh yeah, what you call chilly is what I had my hotel.
That is hot. I love it. Oh, Disparu's hotel was like 18 degrees Celsius. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was 18.5. That's as low as it would go.
Oh my god,
freezing.
Disparu would die in Florida. You would just melt no matter what the month is. I like it though. So I would say June, July, and August are really rough, but the other months I can take it. I mean, I was at the theme parks at like a 97-degree day and it was like feels like 105 and I was hot, but I dealt with it.
To go to the theme parks.
I know, I get to go with Xray soon.
But at least when I hear about Texas, it's like hot and dry, so the sweat and everything does what it's meant to. But it seems like Florida would be more like here.
It's always wet.
No, if you just
it doesn't do anything.
Stand with the humidity, you'll be sweating. Just that's how hot that is with the wetness all around you. It's not pretty.
Kind of depends where you are in Texas too. If you're like the Houston area or whatever, it gets humid as shit there.
Oh,
yeah. You know, like because Texas is probably 3 times the size of your fucking country, Disparu.
Oh yeah, I've seen it like up over Europe, and it's like most of Europe just on its own.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I can't. I've never been to Texas. I gotta go. That's one of the places that I want to go.
I've heard Gary always posts, I've been driving for X amount of hours and I've just left Texas. And I looked it up once and I could get to Russia in that time. Like I could go all the way across Europe.
Drive across a continent.
Yeah.
There you go.
And start on a fucking island and drive across a continent, basically.
Well, you might be driving with Xray maybe next year or something, Disparu, when we plan the Ireland trip.
Oh my god!
So you think I'm getting into a car with you two?
Like,
seriously?
I will.
I'm not even sure you're going to make it there. You're going on a road trip first.
I promise. I've driven into Ireland before. I didn't get in an accident.
You're just fine.
Why do look?
It's just you. Well, because in Ireland, it wouldn't just be you that was drunk driving. It's everybody else as well.
No, actually, you have to have 0 alcohol in Ireland. Allegedly, the last time I went
allegedly.
in 2019, no, it's been a long time, so I don't know if the laws have changed. But you can't even drive the next day.
Yeah, we're really strict on drink.
Like after you drink, you're still technically drunk, which I can believe the Irish are still drunk at 7, 8 a.m. in the morning.
So
I don't
always
think it's gonna
drunk?
stop.
I mean, I've had a couple days like that, right? You party super fucking hard, you kind of black out, you drink a lot, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I'm not hungover, I'm good, and then you realize I'm still
I'm
kind of
still
fucking drunk.
Yeah.
So probably
well get a
shouldn't be
beer.
driving.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah, I remember back in like, let's say college years.
I was gonna say last week.
I- Are you drinking whiskey right now, Ryan?
I'm drinking an old fashioned. That's what I got
Nice.
going
Oh,
on.
fancy.
I want
got
to
wine.
drink an AM.
AMF,
Thank you.
an adios motherfucker.
Yes, with you.
Yeah.
I think that'd be
What
fun.
is that? What is that? I never heard of
It's
it.
basically a Long Island iced tea, except instead of like a splash of Coke and everything, you're putting blue curacao and maybe top it with soda. I think
It was
I think
like
that's what it
tequila,
is.
a shot of
It's-
tequila, a
yeah.
shot of something, and a shot of something else.
Tequila, rum, vodka, gin. Yeah,
Yeah, you could
Lots of
get
That's
mixing.
strong.
effed
yeah.
up.
It's a Long Island, but it's but
Extra.
blue curacao basically. And
Black
so
note juice?
once you drink it, that's it. Adios, motherfucker. You're done. Like,
Would you drink that, Disparu?
If it tasted nice, sure. It's
It-
like
it's better than Truly, I think.
I've got
That's
all
not
the
hard, though.
ingredients. I got
That-
the fully stocked bar here. I can make one right now.
Oh, I know. Ryan has a great bar.
Yeah.
I bet. No, I forgot what I was just gonna say. I totally lost it. Only a couple sips. I'm drinking Chianti. I just went and got some wine
That's classy.
yesterday. Kinda. It was only $20. It's not that classy. Not the fancy one. The cheaper one. Still from Italy though.
$20 is expensive.
I guess. But they had some bottles there for like 80, and I'm like,
Oh, never buy wine that expensive.
No,
That would be
no.
stupid.
not unless you're eating them with fava beans.
I knew I was waiting for someone to make that joke.
That was
Wait, what?
the only reason I know that drink. It's because of that movie.
Oh, I like
need
this
to watch
one.
that movie
Stephen
whenever that
DeLeon
comes.
for 5. Buffalo Bills rule all. Hashtag Bills Mafia. Yes.
Oh yeah, you guys ready for another disappointing season?
Is that
Calm
football?
down. Okay. Yeah, it is Buffalo.
Oh, okay, thank
saying.
you.
I mean, he's like, I'm just saying truth. I love Josh Allen though, so he's still good, but we'll see what happens. We lost a couple.
He's got to
Couple
throw
good
the ball to
ones.
somebody.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's okay. I'll hold out some hope. We almost got it last year, but that's kind of the motto I think for the Bills. We almost had it. We were almost there. It's
That-
okay.
Toronto teams are like that too. We lose most of the time. That's why when the Raptors won, we're like, what? Excuse
Wait,
me?
what? Our team?
Why they're sending the WNBA there? They're used to losing.
I mean, I feel like the WNBA should be exclusively played in Canada. I feel like that's
Should just be a
appropriate.
Canada thing.
It should just be a
Canadian thing.
Canada
Yeah,
thing. They'd probably
Trudeau
be more
can be
into
their
it.
mascot.
Yeah. I mean,
Hold
I hear
on.
that Drake attends high school women's basketball games. So
I
like, that would
believe it.
make
I don't know if
sense.
that's a joke, but I actually believe it.
But
No,
really,
that's
no
legit. There's like a
Legit?
there's a legit story about that. Yeah.
Oh no.
No
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
But
So the Disparu, was this for real? The woman getting stood up at the restaurant thing? Was that like a real thing or was that a joke? Because I want to pull it up because it's kind of funny. You're the
What?
one that sent it. The woman that got stood up on her date.
Oh,
Oh
the
no, that's real. No, I
restaurant
googled it. It's a
it's
it's
real.
a real
Okay,
article.
I'm gonna bring it up because it's funny.
oh my god. Like I feel like if this were to happen to me, embarrassed, I would never post it or tell a news outlet.
I just feel like this is a really small clientele. Like this is a tactic that would only work for like a couple of weeks. Then you would
Yeah.
run out of women. Well,
did they get
suppose the
exposed?
audience
Like
is
the
ever
restaurant that
expanding.
did it? Oh, this is from December. Wait, oh, that's her picture. Never mind. I'm like, this is from 2023. So she got stood up on a date and finds out the restaurant tricked her into eating dinner alone. First of all, if I went on a date and got stood up, I wouldn't sit there and eat alone. I'd be like, all right, maybe I'd get like a drink and I'd be like, I'm out.
But
I'd be so
I'm
embarrassed to
I'm-
just sit there.
I'm part of the camp that I like to go to something small like a drink or coffee, just because I don't want to commit like an entire meal where I'm like super uncomfortable on a
The
date.
first date,
But that was eons ago, it feels like. So
20 years.
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. Like, when's the last time you did that? Like,
2019. So
Yeah.
there you go. But
Yeah,
even
so-
then, there was still online dating. But I just I think I got stuck on one date for 6 hours, and I was like, never again, because that was so awkward.
You're too
You
nice.
are
I would have been
free
like,
to
I gotta
just
go.
leave.
Yeah,
that,
that's if you pick up your
You
phone
can't
and you're
just
like, oh,
say,
sorry,
"No, I
I got
need
an
to go."
emergency. Like,
I
you're too
know.
nice.
You don't have
I
to
was
make
too
up a
nice.
story. You can just say. It's not as if you're ever going to see them again.
This
I
was like, just get up
know.
and leave. Don't say
Yeah,
anything.
just say, "No, I'm sorry. I don't think this is working."
I also like I went on a date where someone was crying on the date too. So it's like,
Oh my
okay,
God,
we're gonna
what kind of dates
avoid
have you
like
gone
all these
on?
types of situations.
What was it because
please.
of you or what?
No,
Yeah,
so
like
we
the
were
moment you pulled up.
we were walking by, and I guess that's the place where his brother died, which is like understandable. But
Did-
I'm
Wait,
like,
hold
who
on.
picked the
Did-
route?
Thank you. Did you pick
I
the
did.
place?
We went downtown Toronto, and we were going to like a park area, and I was like, okay, let's go for a walk. So I guess it was kind of a mix of both of us.
No.
Right?
Somebody picked that route. Somebody picked the route you were walking.
I don't know. Like it felt like it was both of us. I was like,
I
oh,
think
that
it
looks
was-
pretty.
I think he was lying. Like it's just my gut
Yeah.
instinct. It was a ploy to get you to feel bad for him and fuck him.
You
He was
think
showing
so?
his sensitive side. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys are men. You know better. So who knows?
Yeah, it's
That didn't
true.
work
No
out.
better than to do that.
Every
Yeah.
time a woman says they want you to show that your sensitive side, they're lying to you. It's not what they
Yes.
want.
That is a little too sensitive on a first date. It's too heavy, and like
No, that would be
I-
too sensitive at any time. If Mark was walking down the road and then saw a restaurant and then just randomly started crying, like,
I mean, if their
that's not
family died
attractive.
there, might be a bit different. But I don't know.
yeah, that's
I,
what you say.
I was in the
until it
medical
happened.
industry at that point, so I was definitely being the whole person, like listening to a lot more than I probably should have.
Oh, yeah. I would have known better. It's like,
Yeah.
the moment you say you're in the medical industry in Canada, I'd be like, no.
No, but that was before Maid. That was before Maid. Okay, Maid only happened the last year.
Oh,
Everyone's saying it was a trap. Didn't work. It didn't work.
it didn't work. Why'd we find out? Like, okay, that was actually your first date with Mark, but don't tell. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that wasn't. Mark never had a brother.
I'm kidding,
Okay?
Mark. I thought
Mark
she was gonna
never
say
had a
Mark
brother
never
that could have
cried.
died. Yeah.
Blue-eyed Scorpio. God.
Mark's walking
Um,
down the road and then he's just like, this is
So-
I lost my leg.
So since you found out that there are restaurants now posing as people on dating apps just so you go to their business, and once you get stood up, they know that probably 9 times out of 10 you're gonna buy something from them. That's messed up.
I feel like this is a lie too.
That's why I asked. I'm like, wait.
I feel like this is her like probably somebody
single,
random
fellas.
somebody she knew randomly saw her there and she didn't want to admit that she got stood up and she was like, I have a feeling something's fishy is going on here, and it spiraled into this big story and got news coverage, and now she's stuck in the lie. That's what I think.
I mean,
That would make
how
Wouldn't
does it
sense.
that-
escalate into being an online article, though?
Could
Like, who
she
told
get
them?
sued for that
you-
though?
Have you seen that kind of shit that the articles are out there for? You know what I mean? It's like Jack Black spotted on the sidewalk. Or that was literally a
On the
news story
sidewalk.
like today. Jack
my
Black
God.
with no one else around him, standing on the city street. Like,
He
okay.
walks like a regular person.
He's the fucking dragon warrior. He doesn't need bodyguards. Good.
Dragon warrior.
He
Uh,
is.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a couple of these super chats, guys. Thank you. And then we'll hop into what do you want to go into first? I'll let Xray pick. She knows what we're gonna talk about.
Oh God, I want to get into the gamer thing right away. To be
Okay,
honest,
we'll do that one. Okay. Christian Morrison for £5. Thank you. Hell Wicked and Xray. Happy Saturday. Nice to see Ryan here. Sorely missed last night, but Disparu was outstanding in your place.
Yes,
Oh,
it
well,
FNT.
well, I was on the stream, but thank you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was wondering.
no, I meant like this
Wait, were
was
you-
good.
But wait, saying Ryan was missed last night. Were you late or something?
No, I
No.
was there. Just
Oh, did
just-
you maybe
just
Christian
so-
missed last night?
I was just so like forgettable that no one remembered. I was basically like Odin on that stream.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
Odin was
actually-
there too.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
So when you were
That was the
like, when Gary was like,
Yeah.
he's here to stand in place of Jeremy and Odin, I was like, so Disparu, make sure at 2 hours you go tend to your child, the only child in the world.
So Jeremy wasn't there, so Ryan and Jeremy
Uh,
get confused now.
Jeremy and
Maybe?
Shad both were not there.
Yeah,
Well,
and Odin.
But yeah.
Yeah, and Gary was
Right.
like, but I was on a stream with Chad yesterday on the open bar, and he's fine for that, but 24 hours later.
Well, yesterday was kind of I thought it was a weird FNT in general because
Felt off.
well, it did feel off, but it was we talked about X-Men 97, which I haven't watched it. So
I think
was
most people hadn't.
Yeah, and I wasn't really able to contribute on that. And other than that, we just talked about a lot of trailers and stuff like that came out. So it was just a little bit of a light week in general. And then, yeah, but you know, it's all right.
Oh, and the Black Samurais.
we did. Comics division was very fucking invested in telling Gary the entire history of Japan, starting from the 12th century onward. And it's like, holy shit.
In all honesty, I probably would have loved a history on Japan, like feudal Japan. I think that would be really cool. But
didn't your ancestors like fucking get like murdered by a bunch of Japanese people?
God, if I knew.
Wait, you're Vietnamese.
Well, yeah, her
Korean,
ancestors
right?
couldn't like.
Oh, and actually, you get that all the time. You're Asian, you're Korean, whatever.
I don't know.
Japanese.
I was a trans Japanese man today. Okay, so no idea.
Okay, fair enough.
Grassweb for 2. Thank you so much. For F's sake, cancel Disney Plus. Every week you remind people to do that. Thank you. I haven't had Disney Plus in a
But the Acolyte is coming out now.
Disparu was like, I need to review this stuff. What do you mean?
Yes, it's like crack.
Rastlin Mahir. Ooh, I think I said that wrong. I'm sorry. But thank you for becoming a member. And then Jason Webster. Hi to the amazingly vivacious Xray girl, sophisticated wicked virtue, rapid fire Disparu, and take no prisoners Ryan. Saucy Saturdays is underway. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about this chick.
Oh God. I'm excited. I avoided all news about her since you like dropped her in the chat just to get our genuine reaction.
Oh, it's this fat one. Yeah.
I hate men. Here are my.
I do like that shirt, but not on her.
The subtitles are on her boobs.
Yes,
it's great. Like, there's Blab.
Please give me attention. I hate
why couldn't you put it on her face?
Tweet up. Did you see Blabs' tweet? Hi, Blabs. You're the hottest Smurf around, but it's purple. Oh well.
Yeah. For some reason it looks blue, and everyone's like, Extra Girl's a woke normie. I'm like, I've always been a normie, never been woke, but I'll take it.
It's funny that it's like, if it's just a slightly couple different shades, it goes from purple to your woke.
Yeah. Well, it's just like if I open my window, it looks purple. So it's just the lighting in here.
I hear you. I've had issues with my lighting as well. So
I know you look more Asian than I do.
Yeah, I look like I was fucking dying of kidney failure, or liver failure, or some shit.
It's actually so scary seeing actual like yellowy orange people. Ooh.
He has a lot of
but no,
I think if I said that, that'd be a hate crime.
It would be.
It would be, yeah.
Talking about people.
So here's this woman. Did you watch the clip, Xray, or you just heard?
No. I was saying I like this shirt, just not on her. I think she's opened it way too much. That a peekaboo window.
No,
it actually looks like a butt crack.
That's just her fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think she actually bought this shirt 2 sizes ago. I think that's what's going on.
Ah, that would make sense.
I'm not vibing with it, but you know what? Okay, here we go.
She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby.
Why is it so low? Oh, it's just low. Okay, can you guys hear it?
I can.
I can.
Okay.
Yeah. It is.
But look at the subtitles right on her boobs.
Not, nor has it ever been a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage.
I mean,
but Call of Duty lobbies have always been bad, though. It's not a new thing.
Yeah, firstly, men don't need an excuse. Like, they don't need your permission to act a certain way. They're already acting that way. They'll be acting that way after you've gone. If you don't like it, go away.
Centuries they've been acting that way. Like, even in Ghost of Tsushima, the guys were razzing on each other.
Yes. This is male behavior.
Yeah.
Like, women go around telling each other they're amazing. Men act differently. This is normal. This is natural.
Well,
if you don't like it,
not
leave.
Exactly. Some girls call each other bitches all the time.
Yeah, they do. They add
bitch.
each other's backs, though.
You
or
whore.
they're higher up in the or they're higher up in like the social hierarchy, and so they're not going to lose anything by insulting the person that everyone else dislikes. But if you need everyone to rally around, because it goes back to tribal days, where essentially you needed everyone to like you because the men were away, so they needed to be defended by other women in case of invaders and stuff. So social status mattered a lot. So you would only go around and openly insult people if you already had the other alliances and you were kind of creating an outgroup.
Like, the reality is that men say way worse shit to each other than they ever say to women. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
That's the reality.
And
Like,
even in
COD
lobbies.
And if there's a group of guys and a woman enters the group, it changes the entire dynamic of the group. They will
It does.
alter their behavior.
That's why women shouldn't work in the same space.
Well,
that men do.
look at how
I'm
FNT
only
is
kind of kidding.
usually,
I'm not disagreeing.
and then Lauren Chen comes in, and like all the guys are like flabbergasted having her around. Like it's
Yes.
actually like night and day.
It is. So again, as somebody who worked in the military, right, which is a predominantly male field, and for a long time, women weren't allowed to serve in a lot of different capacities in the military. There's a reason for it, and it's because when a woman enters the workspace, men's behavior changes. It doesn't matter if they're married. It doesn't matter if he's married. There's something fucking instinctual with you. It's like, hey, there's a possibility I could fuck this person.
It's like a primal thing.
It is, and the people just act differently around women. And
yeah, I've worked in a few different restaurants, and a lot of times there's a lot of guys, right? So like, yeah, one in particular, I started working. My best friend worked there, and he was a guy, and he used to get in trouble all the time for screwing up. And I did something huge, like I ordered something wrong, and it sent like double the amount of bread. I ordered it wrong. And my boss was just like, and he just like patted me on the back, and my friend was like, Dave, for real? For real? Like, you're not gonna yell at her? And he was like, he did like a boot motion, like she's a girl. What can I say? I didn't get in trouble. It was funny, like we all got along, but like I used to see my guy friends would just get like ripped into if they messed up a little bit, and I would mess up, and they'd be like, next time don't do that, okay? And I'd be like, okay.
Yeah,
like,
because it's all that male privilege.
Yeah, men are so toxic.
So the white male privilege for sure.
Yeah, but it's not just about like trying to bang the other person. It's the protective instinct as well. So he wanted to protect you, so he treated you better than he would treat other people. Because with the military,
that he might get fucked. Yes,
I mean possibly, but I think it's also just general reproduction from other people. Because I've heard that in the military, one of the reasons they never had them on the front line is because men would desperately try and protect the woman at the cost of anything else. Like they would lose, because I know Lady G's told a story before where the guys completely forgot what they were trying to do, trying to save the women because they were in trouble. And any other objective just went completely out of their minds. The only thing they could think about is I need to protect these people.
And there's obviously a lot of other, when you're talking about actual combat roles, there's, the physical requirements and things like that for women. Like there's a lot of things that go into it, obviously, but just in general in the workspace, it does have an effect when women are in the workspace. Same thing would happen probably if it was an exclusively female workspace and all of a sudden a man came in. If the amount of women, I guess probably in nursing, for people that have worked in nursing, maybe that might be a decent example. But I mean, probably all the dudes that get in that are gay, so I'm not sure.
It's assumed.
I think the guy has to change a lot when they're entering the female workspace. It's if they are straight, because you're dealing with a lot more, and I'll say this honestly, emotional people.
It's the same with childcare. I was in early childcare, daycare, and preschool and stuff. And it was mostly, I'm trying to think if there was even one guy that worked there. And to be honest, the women were worse. I hated working with them. They were all catty and annoying and mean. And then when I would go, because I did 2 jobs, I'd go to the restaurant afterwards, and it'd be just a better vibe. I'm like, I'd rather work with the guys. The women suck. So actually, it's the women that can be toxic. Not all of them, like, you know what I mean, though. But estrogen workspaces, exactly.
It's a different type of toxicity, right? It's like it's like a backstabby, catty. Like I'll say one thing to your face and talk right behind your back. It's a different feeling for like that kind of toxicity from women. And like when we talk, like you brought up, they're more emotional. It's a different kind of emotion. Men are super emotional too, right? But typically it's different type of emotions that end up bleeding to the surface and cause maybe some bad decisions. But that's anger, shit like that rage, things like that, a little bit more like masculine emotion that like can come out rather than what women are usually dealing with.
I think also like men spend a lot of their time learning to control that, because if you're really aggressive and angry, you'll just punch somebody and end up in prison. So
hey, I haven't done it yet.
Well, yes, to control it. But women don't have such as negative consequences. They focus more on like social destruction rather than physical violence, like reputation damage. And so because they don't have negative effects, they won't control it as much. And so it's going to be more obvious, more common. As time goes on, it just gets more and more extreme. And that's what this is. Like, the equivalent of this would just be a guy literally raging out in the lobbies, which is exactly what she's complaining about. So she's using her behavior and saying that his is wrong because he's not acting like her.
Yeah, exactly. Let's finish. I love digressing happens here a lot, but let's let Xray finish this video because I did already see it, but here we go.
Thank you.
I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because
Why not?
I'm emotional about it.
Because men are being emotional.
Just because she
Yeah, but
says
why-
hi.
why?
Are you
I
not
know.
being emotional
what gives her the
reacting to
right?
it like that?
What gives her the right to enter anywhere and demand that every single other person in the lobby changes their behavior?
It's so
it doesn't
stupid.
matter
It's
if you
like,
don't
oh,
like it.
yeah.
You can mute them. You have the tools and abilities to do this yourself. But
That's
she
a
doesn't
big
want that because
argument
she
with
doesn't want to
her.
take accountability for herself. She wants other people
Yeah.
to exercise their power just for her benefit. It's like,
It doesn't
I
make
deserve this.
sense.
No, you don't. You deserve nothing. You're
It
entitled
doesn't
to
make
nothing.
sense to jump into like, oh, hey, I want to play this game, but I don't like how people play it. Then don't play the game. Or like you said, mute it. It
Yeah.
doesn't change for me. No.
Play single player mode. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or-
mute.
Still
or-
there.
Or turn chat off. Like you
Yeah,
don't have
that's
to
a-
listen to VC. You can mute it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god,
She
and
looks so-
COD
look at
lobbies
her.
are
She
the
looks
worst.
she's so traumatized.
Well, this just seems like someone that's used to, like, the moment they say anything, they just get it. So now,
Yeah.
this is, why are
entitled.
these people doing it?
Entitled,
Guess
yeah.
what? COD lobbies are a fucking shit show. I might go in there and there's a fucking 50% chance that some random black dude with a terrible mic has a fan right fucking next to the mic because his AC's out and I hear his shit chirping in the background. Like, these are things that happen and have happened since the beginning of time. Doesn't mean you have to stay in that lobby. You fucking mute his ass and you move on.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
or a 12-year-old using gamer words and then his mom yelling in the background
Comes in and
like,
yells
"Stop
at him."
using those words!"
That used to happen a lot.
Oh my god, that I was playing with Mazza once and there was like a little kid and he was swearing because it's Mazza. He swears every like 3 minutes. 30 seconds
minutes?
probably. Every 30 seconds. And he's like, my mom can hear you, the little kid. He's like, I don't give a shit. Go get your mom. But that's how Call of Duty is. Like it's just but okay, let's finish this girl's little cry.
That is not normal, and that's not how the old COD days were. Because I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender. That doesn't happen. You can say it happens.
It's literally what she's
It's not true.
Like throw a game.
Anyone that played Overwatch will know that's not true. People throw for anything all the time.
That you'll look at a man telling me he's gonna tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing.
If she was in the kitchen, she wouldn't be making this video. I think. that
Why
would
are
be an
you
improvement.
so sensitive about this?
Male dominated.
Because this is a cry for attention. She's not actually being honest. With any of these things, the worst thing you can do is actually believe them and take them at face value.
Like people tell me this stuff all the time. I'm not gonna do it. I am in the kitchen part time, but like
Well,
y'all don't see that.
Also, like saying, "Oh, people are threatening to grape me," blah blah blah. Dudes will actually say that to each other as well. It's like, I'm gonna fuck you in the ass, you son of a like this. These things happen in video games. Like it
Well,
is what
it is video game terminology. If someone
Yes.
destroys your base in an
You got
RTS or
raped.
something, yes, this
Yeah.
has been locked. Like it's.
But
Okay,
the funny part is she says she was there in the old days. So what
I don't
happened in
believe her.
between if you're a gamer?
I don't believe her. It was way
Well,
worse.
Well, now she
back in, like-
gets now she gets attention. She can improve her social media. Now there's something to gain from it, which is why it's happening now. Like people changed when it came about. Like, do anyone remember this was just called online bullying, and then no one cared because you're an adult. Just turn off the computer was literally the response. So then it moved from online bullying to online harassment. Then it was online abuse. Now it's violent threats, and it's just escalating because the last one stopped working. So we need to get more and more attention.
And like talking about men and shitting on men. What are you wearing this outfit for?
Yeah.
No, and I'm just saying the subtitles being right there too. Like, come on.
Mhm.
She's trying to get attention. She's like, please treat
Please
me
look
with
at my
respect
boobas.
while my boobies
Well-
are hanging out.
What are necklaces for? Necklaces are to draw the eye line downwards. That's why you wear them.
That's why I like chokers. It draws it upwards.
I like my necklace because it has a cross on it. Disparu, excuse you. It's not that
That's
low.
literally why
cross
necklaces
heading
were
right
invented.
down towards your cleavage.
Yeah, where's
Oh,
it?
it's on
How
the
would
top.
Jesus feel about that? Right?
Jesus probably wouldn't mind being placed in someone's cleavage, to be honest.
I had Jesus in my chat. Jesus, what do you think about that?
Right, Jesus loved
Jesus.
whores. You kidding me?
Oh, Jay rated. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jay.
Thank you. Hi.
Oh my god, I think we beat like an
Sorry.
actual record for
Beat our
Saucy.
record. Thanks. Thanks,
Thank you,
Ryan. You helped us
Ryan.
beat a record.
Thank you,
Dan's gonna be
Ryan.
real upset. I'm pretty sure Dan held the record, so he just got another
Oh.
one broken by someone else.
Well,
Dan's
Sorry,
still
Dan.
posting clips from that stream.
I know.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. What are you gonna do? I'm glad to be part
Oh,
of
I miss
another
cookies.
record-breaking night.
Thank you,
Yes,
Ryan.
thank you. That was Jesus the gardener, Xray.
I'm still calling him Jesus. I don't care.
I know we were playing, and everyone in my chat's like, "It's Jesus," and I'm like, "Look, just let her have this." She
No,
wants to
it's a
think that
picture
Jesus
of
is in her
Jesus
chat.
as his avatar. I'm sorry. He's not Jesus. Just
Is
saying.
Dan modded here? Is that the question? I think so. I don't know.
Okay, play the rest of this. I want to see
let's
what
play
else
the
she
rest.
says.
She's waiting.
To make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a
Yes,
safe
you
You
are.
just did.
rainbows and everything, but could you please be normal?
That
This
is
That is
normal.
normal.
You're the abnormal one. You're in a place you don't you
See,
don't
that's-
understand the behavior. You're
That's
asking for
one
it to
of the
change.
things I hate about people who go into new spaces that are asking and not even asking, demanding this behavior to change. Why don't you sit or stand and
I don't
observe
care.
first?
She said, I don't care if you feel attacked. Well, I don't care if you feel attacked. You mean nothing to me.
Wait,
You
did
could
she just say
vanish
if
and
you?
never make a video again. I wouldn't. It wouldn't. Doesn't change my world. So why would I change my behavior for you?
Yeah. She's saying silence is violence. If you hear a woman being attacked in a voice chat, if you don't stand up and say something, you're part of the fucking
Oh
problem.
my god, who's that chick that wanted to make a company that will like have people go and
Bully
stick them
hunters.
on them?
Bully hunters? Is that what you're talking
Yes.
That was all a
Wait, what?
scam as well.
Is that a
There was
real
no
thing?
way for
Fake.
them to do that.
It was all fake because they won. It wasn't actually women that were playing, and like there wasn't enough people being bullied. Like the same thing with all the hate crimes that get faked and stuff like that. The demand, or sorry, the demand is not there for this mass supply that they try to push out there. So
Gay.
That's ridiculous to say if you mute them, you're part of the problem. No, I'm just trying to play a game and I don't want to hear people being stupid. I mute all the time.
She
Like
is the
even on
problem
like
here. Like if
Well,
I
yeah,
banned
she's
anyone,
the
I would ban her
problem.
because it would solve the problem. Like she is the one that's
Just
come into
ban
a
her.
situation and then said there's a problem with it. So if she leaves, the problem goes away. Everyone's happy. They were
And
happy
she
before you
doesn't know
arrived, they'll
the
be happy after you leave.
industry. Like she should have known that the space has been like that for years. Like even in my old days of playing COD back in like 2008 is the earliest recollection I have. Like it was bad in
It
the
was
lobbies.
I
I
wasn't into
like
it, but I remember
headphones. Like
watching.
I always silenced it.
Yeah, I had family like my cousin and brother would play it all the time. Yeah, it was bad. But let's finish this and get her off the screen. I love. We also
Well, she
got
said
blow. I'm
worse
gonna
things
pull
in this
up
clip, by the
Blab's response to her. She's like, "Get good, scrub."
Well, the best clip is from Side Scrollers that they found.
Oh, the male friends you have, girl, are beta males trying to get in your pants.
But that's what Ryan and Disparu were just talking about. How like men aren't. They're nicer to women than they are to each other. But when you're playing a game,
no,
it's
this
different.
is
You're
a-
just on. But I'm
This
just
is a
saying,
special
like her,
kind of
her
thing.
male.
Her viewers will be like the Findom crowd. It's like,
Oh,
yes,
you mean
I'm
her
so awful.
viewers,
The men are so
yeah.
awful. We really need to change men, aren't we?
The
Horrid.
White Knights. Yeah.
Is entirely on you to help stop the men who are. If you don't
It's
understand
on
that,
you.
if you don't understand power imbalances and gender hierarchy, it's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes and educate yourself.
If,
Stop making
as
it
she's
hard
saying, men are above her,
to play the game.
why would they care about that? Her opinion of
Last
them.
10 minutes.
I say she goes back to Iran and let them take care of it. They ain't gonna put up with that shit.
No.
No.
Just saying.
Yeah, there's
Oh.
a reason why in the Side Scrollers clip, she's like, if I have a child and he's straight, I'll indoctrinate him and make him. He'll have to not be a guy. And it's like, oh yeah, because you realize. Iran
Yeah,
doesn't
well, I'm
agree
sure
with that kind of
I'm
stuff.
sure we're gonna play that clip too. But yeah, there's a clip of her saying, "If I have a child, and oh my god, if it is a boy, I'm gonna make sure he's gay or some shit."
She literally says
What the
indoctrinate
hell?
I
him.
did see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, she said
It's
that
on
she's.
Side Scroll. I
it
can
was
probably
her.
get it.
She's.
I think
Yeah, if you
Craig
can
put it
find
up.
it, she said like she's terrified to have a boy. Right, that was her. That she'd be
Yeah.
terrified to have a boy. That's ridiculous.
I would
Yeah.
rather a boy because growing up as a girl, it's just a lot harder, I think, especially in the teenage years.
Yeah, I'd be
That's a lie.
terrified to have a daughter. Like,
Yeah, it's worse for the parents, but it's not harder.
It's not harder, but I'm just saying like social hardships are difficult to mitigate than there are physical hardships.
What social
Yeah.
hardships?
Like mental stuff like
It would
dating
be
and
it would be kind of a social hardship
puberty.
if her gay son went back to Iran and got thrown off a 3-story building.
Yes.
That'd kind of be a hardship, right?
bit.
Well,
Yeah.
that's location based. We're saying in America here.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, but is she
Alright.
is she in America or?
I'm
She
assuming she sounds American.
she ain't wearing that in Iran.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna say
you
that
have
outfit was
trouble wearing that. Like I would have to wear like only my eyes being seen in countries like that. It's probably safer that way. Or maybe my face. But I couldn't wear makeup. Most likely.
We got 1.1 thousand people watching the stream.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Damn.
I promise we're professional. You know, while Disparu's looking that up, I'm
Cheers.
gonna get some of these super chats. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, cheers.
I can't find
Sorry.
his post on it. I don't know
I'm
whether
I'm
he posted it on the
slacking on
side scrollers
today.
chat or his own.
And Neil, yes, I say girls are crazy. It just takes the right amount of things to happen. Every girl can be crazy. I think every guy can be crazy too. You just, got to poke the right buttons.
Durag Vince. I have a social hardship.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let me get some of these. I'm so sorry. I feel bad because some of these were like way back. We do this all the time, though. You guys are used to it. I try to get them while we're topical, but yeah, it's okay. Corey, thank you for the 5. Hey, Wicked, I went to the doctor with a suspicious looking mole. He said they all look that way and I should put him back in the garden. Thanks for the dad joke, Corey. Disparu's not listening because he usually giggles at the dad jokes. Look at him.
I'm trying to find
I
it.
like
It's
it.
Many tabs.
I liked it. Ryan
It was a good
almost
one.
smiled. Almost.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
like smirk.
It
Like
has to
that-
have more racism in order for him to laugh.
Bad jokes
know,
will make me smile. Yeah.
Every time, I think it's Jay Hellstar's emote, but on Kick, every time I'm playing a game, or especially when I was playing LA Noire and they would say something like sexist or racist on the game, there people would drop Ryan emote. Jay Hellstorm's one of you like turning and looking at the camera every single time.
Apparently, I
Sorry.
was scrolling down a parody stuttering
You got
Craig
it?
account. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which is why I couldn't even understand.
You scroll down Sputtering Craig, didn't
I didn't
you?
even know he had a parody account. I was just like,
yeah,
it's got the picture.
he doesn't like that account very much.
I was like, this guy posts like a 12-year-old girl.
Maybe
I don't post anything on Twitter. I just exist there. I don't know if
just
I
there.
can post anything. Yeah.
I use it for articles and stuff. So a lot of the time,
Yeah,
my
me
feed is
too.
what I'm interested in talking about, just so I can remember it.
Yeah, like I'm on there and I'll bookmark a shit ton of things,
Mm.
but I just don't post to Twitter very much.
I like Instagram more. Oh, see, Blast
Because
is
it's
not a parody
pictures.
account; it's harassment. She had to mute it. Yeah, that account followed me too.
I didn't
Ian.
look at any of
Okay.
the stuff. It was just like video clips all the way down, which when you're looking for a video clip was difficult to find.
Yeah, this is it.
What game
This
is
is
this?
Is this
Uh,
Valorant or
Oh,
what is this?
okay. I never got into it.
Yeah,
I don't-
she's
I'm not
awful
sure.
at it. It is Valorant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay, here we go.
Genuinely, like, my worst fear is having a son. I'm not even being funny. In general, I think it would just be like more fun to have a girl because like
Ooh.
she can be cunt. But then it's like
I still don't
can
know
you
what that
be-
word is.
What
whether
word
it's
is it? She could
cocked.
be
I
what?
heard see you next Tuesday.
That's
Yeah,
what
but I don't think
too.
I don't think it is that though. I don't know whether it's cocked or something. I think it's something similar because otherwise I don't know what it means.
Oh, look who's here! The Soka sisters. Hi,
Saskas.
Saskas. I said Soka because that's what Jay says. So sorry, Sask. Thank you for
Love you
correcting me.
Jay's gaslighting everyone into mispronouncing things.
Sounds like Jay. Love you, Jay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's play.
You have a son, and even if you think he's normal, like
You suck.
he can like just
She
like
is awful.
become a misogynist one day, and there's nothing you can do about it.
True.
She thinks that she's saying something like good here, like she's really pushing some kind of like nice word, nice word, but like some nice message, like
Oh no,
they
I
could
don't think
become
she's lying.
misogynists.
I
No,
don't
I don't
think
think
this
she's
is a
lying,
genuine
but I feel
opinion.
like she thinks she's really doing something here, like she's saying something very deep. I don't know.
Most
Maybe that's just
likely
me.
she thinks that.
Yeah, I mean, she thinks that it's not, but so
My-
did she
my-
say that? Hold on, I just saw.
My favorite bit is the thing she says immediately afterwards. Like, you could just turn into a misogynist. It just depends who he listens to online. It's like, yeah, if he
Well-
watches your clips, he's definitely turning into a misogynist.
It's okay. It's a phrase. All right, we're not with the phrases, Xray.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
there's
right,
like I think that at one point women who were like really offended by the term tried to redefine it, and
Oh.
that makes
you
sense.
like to be a cunt is actually like courageous. Let me see, courageous, unapologetic, notorious, and trustful.
What?
So. Hey, for any woman I've
Okay.
ever called a cunt, you can just feel free to interpret however you like.
This is like when
You
women
meant it
went
in a
around
good
calling
way?
themselves thick, and I'm like, there's no way that's going to be a compliment. And then I else started using it. I'm like, oh no, you're even
Blame
spelling
Kim
the word wrong.
Kardashian.
Like,
I
Kim
believe
for
that.
everything.
My favorite thing is if I'm like, you're thick, and people will correct me with the spelling. I'm like, no, I said it correctly.
He's
when you
British.
spell-
He doesn't joke like that.
He doesn't like our American jokes. He
No,
thinks
I thought that was the
not-
best joke. When they're like, no, we're going to change the definition of this word, and you just keep using it the correct way. It's way better. Everyone else in the world just ends around calling themselves thick all the time. It's amazing.
There you go. That's just Bruce. Okay.
To the
Yes.
wrong
Finish
people
this.
or engaging with the wrong media online.
Oh
Did
my
I, like,
god!
I
You really
like
gonna
her?
kill him?
No, she's awful.
She would be
Like,
cunt.
genuinely.
Like she would be cunt.
Okay.
Look at
Oh!
Are you serious?
Oh!
this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She got
She
one.
got one.
Actually got one.
She got
Over,
one.
Ina.
It's
If-
because
thought
she
she was gonna
finally
die.
learned. She
If-
finally
if I
learned
were
that
to
to
have
hit
a
people in this
boy,
game, you got to
better-
stand still.
Oh,
Pray
never mind.
God that he's gay. We better
Mhm.
start indoctrinating him day one. We have to
Wow.
either make him trans or make him gay. We are
Wow.
not
Make him.
having a cisgender straight son.
Hmm.
Wow.
That's a child services complaint. Well, it would be under normal.
The fact that you are like if you have a male child, it's even worse than well, no, I don't agree with that. I was thinking about China. No, not the same. But
What
it's
about China?
almost when they had the one child rule?
Yeah, they got the children
Plebs.
rules there.
I think that's actually worse what they did to the female kids that they had.
Oh, okay. No, I
yeah.
didn't- yeah.
Yeah.
No, that is worse. No, okay, I can't compare it, but it is like that would be China one baby rule. What you would do if you had a female child, and this is like right here. It's getting up there to purposely indoctrinate your child to make them gay or trans against their whatever they are, because I do believe there are some kids who probably are gay and trans, and that's fine. But to force them into that by creating an environment, that's not okay. You should love your child and let them be who they are.
I mean,
Yeah.
I agree that there are children that have mental illnesses, and it's a parent's responsibility to treat the mental illness.
But to
And-
force
and-
it though,
Well, here's the thing: treat the
This would
mental
be
illness,
instilling
and
it.
and to me, for people that have history in the medical field, if somebody, walked in and they told you that day, God, I don't know what's going on with me, but I just feel like I should have only been born with one leg. Like I just should have only had one leg. I don't know why, I can't explain it, but that's how I feel. I don't think the doctor would be like, all right, let's saw this bitch off, fucking chop that shit off and send you on your way.
No,
That
there was
wouldn't
a
be the
case of that.
treatment, right? It'd be
Someone
like,
got
oh,
blinded. A
Yeah.
doctor blinded a person because they came in and said, I felt like I should have been born blind.
oh
yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember what happened
no.
about that.
and that's insane, right? That's
Yeah.
an insane thing. So no, you should get them the actual help they need. Same thing if I walked into the doctor and said, I feel like a fucking elephant. You know what they wouldn't do? They wouldn't take all the fucking skin off my thigh and take some muscle from somewhere else and give me a fake fucking trunk and be like, hey, your treatment is for everyone to pretend like you're an elephant.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
No,
how you would
true.
treat that mental illness.
No. No.
Oh, well, okay, yes, correct. But what I guess the thing I'm trying to portray across is that after thorough investigation, at least when it comes to trans whoever, therapy, as well as living as the opposite sex for X amount of years, I would say at least 2 to 3 years, then maybe you could get into that. But like, if you force a kid into it, that's definitely not okay.
I think this is an American thing versus like probably the rest of the world thing. Where America's like, freedom, you should be able to do anything. I'm like, no, you shouldn't. Like there are some things which are just bad for you, and you shouldn't be able to do them. And I think that's one of them. Like the case in 2015 was a woman thought she should be blind, so a psychologist blinded her with drain cleaner. Because to me, there is no difference in that. There's no difference between age or anything else. If you can swap one, you can swap the other. If you break down basically the physical rules of the universe, then nothing else changes it, and you can do anything to anyone and just claim that it's fine. I think it's horrific.
Yeah, like my principle is, if someone's an adult and they want to make a decision, then and it doesn't affect my life, I don't really give a shit. I don't care what you do. Personally, I would disagree with it. I think it's stupid, but whatever.
I think you end up with made.
I'm not responsible for you.
No, absolutely not.
That
like to accept whatever you want to do in your life, that doesn't affect me. You do that. Unless it affects me, then I'm going to talk about it like very heavily with opinions.
It's ridiculous that you have to be 21 in America to drink, but you can be 14 and start having your gender change. That doesn't make sense at all to me. It can be younger than 14. Okay, well that's worse. That's just I don't understand that way of thinking. Kids can't make decisions.
Mr. Peckerwood says, imagine if Ryan's parents had raised him as a black person. Maybe they did. You don't know.
Oh, you never know.
Let me get a couple before we miss the topics here. I'm sorry, guys. We'll get some of these topical super chats here. Ian for 50 pounds. Thank you, Ian. I'm Scottish. We use the word see you next Tuesday more than anyone. There is no.
I think you call your bros that, right?
True. Yeah, that's not true. It could be an insult or it could be a friendly thing.
Yeah.
Well, Scottish people and Australians are very similar.
What's up? You see you next Tuesday? I'm going to do that next time I see you, Disparu.
No, that's the most pointless of terms, though. See you next Tuesday. It's like where you want to use the word, but you don't want to offend anybody. It's like, when does that
I just don't want to use it on her channel. I don't swear on this channel, okay? Or any channel for that matter.
And I was saying, I never really heard you swear. Fear the lethal for 199. I think in person, maybe
IRL,
not on stream,
but not online out of just personal.
You've got an image to maintain. Yeah, exactly. I hear you.
Well, in case children, it's just like in case kids watch my channel, then I don't swear. It's just easier for me that way.
Yeah, when kids are watching me, like just shit on trans people for some random thing. The one thing I don't want to do is swear in front of them.
Yeah. And should kids really be watching a show called Saucy Saturdays where everyone drinks? It's like,
oh, this is kid friendly, depending on the guest.
I didn't know that. I was not aware of that when I accepted.
I wasn't aware of that.
I'm kidding.
We've had 28 shows, y'all.
That was the thing. First with this, I was like, no, it's Wicked's channel. And then as the weeks went on, it's like, well.
Well, you know what? Sorry, I've had too much. If he gets that progressive whiskey in him.
Oh my God, it's over.
No,
it's over.
Thank you for Lethal. She plays this game like Mazda Spitz game at women.
Oh my God.
Eric Heffelfinger for 10. Wait, can I be a misogynist? Well, I'm going to start right now. Why are the women not making sandwiches?
I did.
Thank you for the 10.
I didn't stream it.
Here, Xray, you want to read this one?
Jay Schwalbach for 49.49. Thank you so much. If I raise my children as farm animals, I'd go to jail for child endangerment. If you don't believe me, ask Jeremy. Have you ever seen his parents? No. Point proven. Raise them to be the best they can be straight.
Thank you, Jay.
Wait, what? Jeremy's parents. What do they have to do with this?
Guys are nodding and like they know he's.
Yeah, well, he is implying that Jeremy's parents went to jail for raising him like a farm animal.
My God.
I thought the worst bit were
well, he is from Alabama, so you never know.
Ginger Adventure for 10. Thank you. I have body dysmorphia for 20 plus years. If a therapist affirmed me and didn't treat it as a mental disorder / behavioral / psych malady, I would be mad at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like with a fucking, if you have a mental illness, you treat that. You don't pretend like that's just how you are and force the rest of the world to accept you that way too.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's fucking flawed. It's insane to me.
That's
the only thing we do that with.
I've had family members who came down with dementia, and I'm sitting. I didn't know any of the stories or anything, so I'm sitting in this room and just hearing them say this story, and they're like, "Oh yeah, so and so climbed a Christmas tree and started banging on the ceiling." And you're like, "Well, that's a bit weird." Oh yeah, and so walked in and they were talking to me when I was in the bathroom. Like, "Well, you live alone. That's a bit weird." And then next to me, you just hear someone go, "Do you mean like Barry?" She went, "Yeah, Barry so and so. Yeah, he's been dead for the last 50 years." And so you're suddenly like, oh, it's that serious. And it kind of hits you. And it is so weird to hear someone talk with such certainty a story that never happened. But to them, it's real.
I've been
But
around people like that. That's wild, isn't it?
Mhm.
That's why I think
It's the
that
freakiest moment of my
like
life.
what's interesting, especially with like just anything mental in general, it seems that they're not doing a thorough enough investigation. And with like, I'm sorry, there are some really horrible therapists out there that affirm way too easily.
And that will also just diagnose with medication immediately before actually.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, especially with kids that might have a little bit of extra energy. Oh, Ritalin. I feel like our generation grew up, at least in America, with that a lot. I had a lot of friends who had ADHD, but it might not have even been that bad, but they were just prescribed Ritalin, and then they were
Because
just
it's
like
easier that
zombie
way.
mode.
A lot of that comes down to just misdiagnosing men because they think men are broken.
Was mostly
gods.
men, actually.
Well, of course it is. It's because they're energetic. And so if
Yeah.
they're energetic, then they get diagnosed with that. It's like, no, they just have a lot of energy. They need to burn it off. It's what boys do. But because they're surrounded by female teachers and everything, they know nothing about men. And so they misdiagnose them as after having to be some kind of maladaptation to everything. There must be something wrong with them because they're not like me. And this is why I talk about people not being able to abstract. Like, they can only see the world from their perspective. So if you're not like them, they think there's something wrong with you. And one of the reasons behind all this, it's ideological. It's not medical. It's, I want there to be more of these people, so I'm going to make them.
And I think the medical industry, we're supposed to be able to empathize with people, but still be unbiased when you're working with all these different types of human beings. So probably more trainings that needs to be done.
Yeah, like what's going on right now, and obviously the push in entertainment to normalize this stuff has had a big effect on it. It is frightening when you look at, kids, people that are under 18, people that are still in school, and the skyrocketing level of people who identify as gay or trans or bi or non-binary or whatever else.
Whatever the names.
It's nuts. And it's a fad. They're literally doing it to stand out or be special or to cure something else they feel bad about in their life. This shit is not real for the vast majority of kids that are identifying as that. And it is a massive fucking mistake to let that happen to them.
Especially surgically. You should not let your kids surgically change yourselves until, like, I'd say even 18, but even
too.
more.
Like anything that's actually affecting your development as a human being is horrific. Like, even if you're doing puberty blockers, like, that is tragic for people.
You won't be able to have kids.
You will never recover. You'll never have a normal life, regardless of who you want to be. When you finally make that decision, if they get put on puberty blockers.
There's a lot of people that'll come out and they regret it, and there's no going back. Like, I've watched videos of women who, were trying to transition into being a man, and then in their 20s, they're like, wait, I don't want this, and they're never going to have like a high pitched voice or just little things like that.
They're generally autistic as well. There's a high correlation with other things with that. But generally, also with teenagers, like, your hormones are all over the place. Like, most people when they were teenagers, is like, yeah, it was miserable. You'd just get like feel weird at times. You'd have random emotions for absolutely no reason whatsoever because your hormones are flying all over the place. It's like people just used to listen to emo music or become goth. It's like,
oh my god, remember MySpace?
Just get some black eyeliner, you'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I know MySpace.
Yeah, that's what I think I said that a couple FNTs ago. I'm like, can we just get back to where, like, the biggest problems with kids were like they're doing drugs or they're having premarital sex in school or whatever. That's what parents are worried about now.
Insane back then.
Now they're chopping off dicks. Like, that's what's happening to children right now. It's like, God, let's go back to the problems we had 20 years ago.
But this is a unique thing because now the adults have to be on board to get all this through in the first place.
And they are. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah, you have to get the adults to do it in the and believe in it all in the first place, and then they virtue to everyone else. Oh, look, I've got one, aren't I special? It's all about attention.
Absolutely. And on top of that, there are so many people, especially in the normie space, where you're like, oh, this is now mainstream. I guess I should be like this and, let my child do what they want.
Yeah.
Like, should you?
They're
worried, the cool parents.
They're worried about their 14-year-old child who has a TikTok and posts videos, putting out a TikTok video about how their parents are transphobic and blah, 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 blah. Like,
but it is an image.
That's something that people are actually considering. So for all the children that are out there watching now, obviously a lot of kids watch this show. That's why Xray doesn't swear.
Super kid
We're
friendly.
giving you guys a bunch of advice on how not to fuck up your life. Right?
Just let it see where you are in a few years. This is my advice for tattoos and probably surgery and anything in the world. if you can think about it for over 2 years, you should probably get it. And like, I haven't thought of a single tattoo since the ones that I have on my current body that I've wanted since then.
Right?
On my current body.
Wait, she's gonna have another one in like a year.
No, I haven't had a tattoo where I was like, oh my God, I need to get it. I've been thinking about the nerdrotic tattoo just because the glasses and the nerd, not because of the actual logo in itself with the yellow. I think I want to get the glasses.
Like current body, what?
Like right out, like over your face.
Yeah.
No.
facial tattoos are the best.
No, I was like, maybe I'll get like, I don't know where I'd want it because I like having tattoos in places where if I wear a bikini, you'll see it. But if I like am like
That's
this,
how I
cover it all
usually
up,
am,
yeah.
except for these ones. I like
I just
my
hope I'm
little
the
arm
first person to
tattoo.
liken it to a brand. Like,
Yeah.
he's literally just branding you. It's like, you're mine
well,
now.
Krista was the first.
Oh yeah, the G&G tattoo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was
so
kind
I
of
have
crazy.
I need to want one for at least a year. All the
Yeah.
tattoos I've got. And they're all covered except for my couple that I have here. I would never go full arm though. I'm not for myself. I don't
Sleeve.
that.
It's too much.
no.
You know.
Half sleeves are okay.
I would love
not-
to get a fucking tattoo. I just don't know what I want. So.
You don't have any tattoos?
Mm-mm.
I don't know why I thought Ryan had tattoos. Yeah, tattoos are
Because
fun.
I'm just
I like
fucking
'em.
cool. So you're like, of course that guy has tattoos.
Can you put
Yeah.
like
He's got
C
tattoos.
and T on your fist? Like,
Oh my god.
What do you want me to put on there?
CUNT.
Contest? No, I'm not gonna put that on my fucking right
Oh,
here. Maybe somewhere
no.
else. So I don't know. I did. There's. It's kind of like you said. It's like, what is there anything that right now, without any doubt whatsoever, I could put on my body and be like, I'm gonna love that when I'm 80. And I'm like, I don't know. So
And that's why I like my tattoos where they are, where you can't see them. Because you can't see the sag. I'm like, if I got one here and my arm started sagging, ugh. I had a guy.
Yes, I don't
who-
like our upper arm ones. No.
He had a sexy female on his arm, but he got fat. So like I was
So she got
waxing,
fat.
I was
So
waxing
she's
his arm. It was like you let your lady get like hairy and fat because he said he was fat. So I was riffing on him.
Maybe it's just
And he's
tracking
like-
his wife.
Who knows? I don't know. I just waxing the arm away. And so he's like, yeah, I'll get fit. So she's skinny again. I was like, never saw him
Wasn't
after
Pierce
that.
Brosnan, was
and
it?
then she has stretch marks too, like when he loses the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Like I think that, like especially if you like invest and get like a full sleeve or something, that would be like motivation to not
Stay
get fat,
fit.
like to not
Yeah.
ruin your tattoo.
And
I
the
think.
same thing with girls, especially in the like the abdominal region, like that would just be a no-no in case you want to get pregnant or fat.
Everyone, it's got quiet. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I,
that sh-
I
that-
feel you.
That should go back mostly to how it was before. It depends on your age when you're having kids.
That's true. It's true.
We're
So
gonna get back on that. We've had that conversation a few times. Let me get a couple of these super chats. I feel
Yeah,
bad.
this is
that
a
I
weird
forgot
fucking
some.
stream. We're just talking about like
This is-
gay
this
and
is
trans
what
people and
happens.
tattoos.
this is a typical saucy Saturdays. We don't know where it's gonna go.
It
Yeah.
goes all over the place, but people
The
like
other week
it,
we were talking
so-
about like jeans where the fashion was they were pre-pissed in essentially.
Oh yeah, those
like the
ones.
stain, like the stain ones. Yeah, I know. what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
pissed
Oh
in
my
jeans.
god,
They sold for like $600 or something. I was amazed.
ridiculous. Okay, let me get a couple of these. Vice for 20. Thank you. My girlfriend is a psychologist who works with special needs kids. She was telling me that 51% of people with autism are identifying as trans. Many of these people are asexual and can't understand their sexuality. And especially as a kid, like most kids, I'm trying to remember what age I was where I actually was like, oh, boys are, cute. It's not that I was attracted to boys or anything. I was just a kid. Like I didn't think about that stuff. And that's the problem. Like these 14-year-olds, you're just haven't even hit puberty yet, just hitting puberty. And you're like, oh, because I was kind of a tomboy growing up, but I never would have
Yeah.
been like, oh, I want to be a boy. I just wanted to
Well, tomboys
ride
don't exist
bikes
anymore. Have you
no,
noticed
they
that?
don't. No,
You're
I just
just
wanted to play
trans.
sports.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I guess when I was a kid, I would have been considered trans.
But you
no.
also have it with autism, like as they don't understand like social communication, they know there's something wrong with them. They know everybody else is a certain way and they all get something and they miss it. And so they just assume if someone comes along and goes, this is why, they go, oh, okay. Because they have no other frame of reference. They don't have another choice. But again, this is one of the things, it has to be foisted on you. No one would think of this unless it was told to them. Like
Yes.
nobody comes
Thanks,
up with this in
Lebs.
their own like brain. No one thinks that. So it is literally something where it has to be taught and educated or indoctrinated depending on your preference.
Yeah, and that's why when we talk about entertainment and like that is why it's very important to push back against this stuff, especially when it's targeted towards kids.
I knew I liked boys when I was like in grade 1, so
Really?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like I guess I thought boys maybe were like cute, but I always make the joke that when Spider-Man came out, I had with Tobey Maguire, and I was like, okay, maybe boys don't have cooties, kind of cute, and then I got into like the whole nerdy superhero stuff.
You saw that upside down kiss, and you were like, "Oh my gosh!"
I actually tried to dye my hair with my babysitting money to be like Mary Jane. I was like, "That's it. I'm gonna marry
Oh!
Spider-Man." I did. My mom was so mad. I bought the dye.
I really respected the choice for the shirt for her to wear when it was raining out in that.
Oh, the white
scene.
shirt. Yeah.
I was like, I stand by that.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, can we get it colder in the studio? Can we get it colder in here for the shot?" Like, Kirsten Dunst is like, "I'm not getting paid enough."
He couldn't breathe during that shot because she put the mask over his nose and it was raining. So they're like, that was not hot. He couldn't breathe.
Got waterboarded on set.
If that's like the price to pay to make out with like 2,000 Kirsten Dunst, I'll fucking go George
With her
Floyd.
boobies
Like
out.
that's fine with me.
Ryan's
I'll be
ready.
fine with that. I can't
He's
breathe.
like,
It's okay.
He's like, drown me.
Yes,
He's like constantly
exactly.
getting the scene wrong just at the end. Gotta do another take.
Oh no. Well, I actually did do. I lived out my little girl fantasy and did the Mary Jane cosplay with a wig though. I didn't dye my hair. Let me get some of these super chats, guys. I'm so sorry. Member message from EC Dub for 3 months. Thank
my
you.
God.
Can we get Ryan to read a BBC Pigeon article? Maybe if we have time. We haven't done BBC Pigeon in like
Maybe a title.
maybe a title. Gregory Leiber for 2. Thank you. I'm here for when Disparu gets Disparued. Well, he's got the whiskey going.
That's
He'll
a
get
great
there.
name.
He has a lot of names. Sasparu,
Disparu.
Disparued, Disparu.
I still think the best name that's been given to anyone is Uwudai.
A
Because he hates it so much as well.
I know.
Here, we'll let
like
Xray
this
take
whiskey.
over some of the super chats.
Sure. Jason Webster for 5 Australian. 9 a.m. Sunday morning, completed a workout, finished breakfast, now enjoying Saucy Saturdays. Life is good. Cheers. Thank you,
Always good
Jason.
to start your morning with a workout. I used to work out like kind of once in a while, but I've been going hard with it lately, and it's
God.
nice.
Okay. Beat Saber has been a life changer for me because my arms are so much more toned
Beat
than they've ever
Saber?
been. I know. VR gaming. What?
No, it's fine if you're having fun.
But just bust out the Nintendo Wii.
I've never used a
Start doing
Wii
Wii
before.
Or doing
Yeah, I
Wii
was gonna
Sports.
say bowling or like tennis. Yeah, I used to play that all the time with my friends.
Yeah.
That was fun. But yeah, it was a workout. I'd be tired.
The
after,
arms are
I'm
like,
not gonna lie.
"Grr!" Anyways,
Ugh.
they're babies compared to the boys I know.
Well, you don't want to be. That's the thing. I work out to just like be like tone tight, not.
You don't get jacked. You just want to look good.
I'm not trying to get jacked. No,
Yeah.
I just don't want to be flabby.
I heard something. No, same. Gregory Leiber for another 2. Thank you. Also for when Ryan gets way too lispy or Filoni. What?
Usually, the only time I get lispy is when I'm making fun of people like Dave Filoni or other gays.
Ah, okay. I was prepared for you to say me, but thank you.
Is this Sisters
You
of
lisp?
Bacon? Did you change your name? Remember Sisters of Bacon? Wasn't that one?
Russell, is that you?
Is it Russell for 5? Thank you. You should unironically play the new Assassin's Creed for the lulz, of course, but also morbid curiosity. No one else is going to play it. I don't know. I don't know about that.
if
I'm
someone
playing
wants
Black
to
Flag
gift
right
it
now
to
and I'm
me,
loving it.
I'll play it, but not for any other reason.
She'll make the sacrifice for us. And we got a bunch of gifted memberships. Thank you so much, EC Dub, Psychotic Mongoose, Ian so forth with a 10. Holy moly, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
And
Miss
Bubba
you.
Matt's a new member. Chew Buccaneer. That's like the best avatar on YouTube. I love that. Chew Buccaneer. 5. Thank you. And Duppy for another membership. Thank you so much. Mr. Buttcrack Media too. Thank you guys for the gifted memberships. Okay, let's get on. We will catch up more with these super chats in a minute. What should we do, Barbella or the baby reindeer? I think me and Xray are the only ones that watched baby reindeer, but
Just
on the
watched
panel.
clips of the Martha character
I was trying not to
from
spoil it too much because Ryan should watch
Piers Morgan.
Yeah, I saw the Piers Morgan interview, and I've seen clips of the show, and I think
I
everyone
know
knows
the-
what the show's about.
I know the
No.
premise of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a
Okay.
stalker.
Yeah,
a
I'm just
fat,
pulling
a
up the-
fat
Wow.
female stalker.
Mhm.
He's like, don't
The
forget the
weirdest thing
fat.
is-
That's important.
The show
is.
is that kind of like it looks down on the person that much. Why would you want to go out and go, that was me? I did that. Yeah, he's
Well-
accusing me of it all. Like,
Well,
No, she was upset because she got identified as the person. I believe that's
Oh.
what happened.
Yeah, so I watched the interview. Did you watch it, Disparu, or no? The Pierce Morgan one.
I saw the Piers Morgan thing.
Okay, because remember she says, and it's kind of funny because she's sitting that whole interview, she's trying to convince us that she's not Martha, but all that happened for me was I'm like, she's Martha, like she did this. I don't believe her because the
because it
stuff that
didn't
she
make any
was
sense.
saying. Well,
He's like,
especially
well, they've
if you
got
watch the
100,000
show.
emails, 200
Yeah.
letters, like 5,000 of this, 4,000, and she just went, no, I've not done that, and none of that. It's like,
Yeah,
but they've got
Well,
the
no,
emails.
so in the interview, she says, and I like how Pierce Morgan was with it too. Like he wasn't like you did this. He was
No,
just
he
pulling
gave her
out
the rope.
facts. Yeah, and he was pulling out facts too. Like when he pulled up he didn't pull them up, but he was reading her tweets. He's like, oh yeah, this is how they found her. After she had said she didn't really send. She's like, oh, I might have tweeted him 1 or 2 times. Then he pulls up like 6 tweets just like that, like of what she's saying to him, like sexual stuff and all that. And she's like, oh, it was just banter. It was just banter. But that's how
Sure,
people
Jan.
found her. I know, right? Yeah, sure. But that's how people found her because they went on his
Oh.
Twitter and they deep dived a little bit into his Twitter and seen what she was saying. Like, this is Martha. Like, this has got to be Martha because of the way she was saying it. And what I got from the interview, I told Xray this. I'm like, this is just a bonus episode of Baby Ranger at this point. So maybe they've said it. They came out and said, it's a true story, but some things have been exaggerated for dramatic effect. I think that she
Which is
did a
probably
lot of
accurate.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is still accurate because she was like coming at him too. Like he was asking questions like, did you attack his girlfriend? And she was like, I don't think he had a girlfriend. I think he's a homosexual. And she was just making jabs at him. And then if you watch the show, Xray watches, she's going to understand what I'm saying here. It's like, she sounds angry.
I
So
think the thing with her type of character is regardless of what you see, hear, and experience, you create a narrative for yourself as a stalker in order to put yourself in the love interest category. And then you end up being even more delusional than some of the people that we know on Twitter. But I will say, at least based on the show, he didn't help himself either.
no, and Ian just like perfect timing because I was going to talk about this. Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. Sorry, but the biggest D in the whole Baby Ranger thing was Gad, architect of his own misery, narcissism on full blast.
Absolutely.
What did he do though? Like,
So
what
He
do you
was
mean by
being
that?
too nice.
He was being too nice, but she was
Yeah, I mean,
stroking
you had
his
to do more than
ego.
that.
No, but listen,
No,
she was
he
like,
actually
stroking his
enjoyed the
ego.
attention.
Yeah, like
Well, yeah, but that's
he
not-
would go. He was a comedian, right? And he would get, booed off stage, made fun of. But she laughed at his jokes. She would come into the bar and be like, "Oh, look at your bone structure. You're such a handsome," like little things like that. She stroked his ego. So she was being weird. It started with her getting his email off of his website, and she would just email him constantly. And at first, he's like, "Okay, this is weird," but he just kept. He was interested in seeing where it would go. Like he
liked
to date
it.
her. He liked the attention. Yeah. So I agree with Ian,
I mean,
and that's
says the
one
people that do
thing-
streams with their own selfies. I mean, like, what? Where are we going with this? Yeah,
well,
okay,
no,
you liked attention.
because yeah, but it was just she was definitely stalking. So that's
It was a mix of both of them being together
Being-
that caused all this crazy stuff to happen.
Yeah, like he
And
could have.
It's
He
both
could
their
have.
faults.
Yeah, he could have
So you
told
say
her
he
off
should have changed what he was
immediately.
wearing?
No,
Yeah, he was wearing a
It
low
was
cut
not the
shirt.
clothes.
He was asking for it.
Yeah.
He was
Yes.
asking for it, kind of.
but I think
But the thing is, he points that out in the show, and in the Pierce Morgan interview, he talks about it because she's like, "Oh, he's psychotic." Like she's coming at him for his mental health, and he points out Pierce Morgan that, like, well, he says it in the show that he's like a piece of crap, and like he doesn't really hide that he's not well.
You
Both
do
of them
find
are
that psychopaths
Both of
tend
them
to have
are.
like a target, so that they sense there's something about them that they can exploit. So it would make sense.
Yes
Yeah.
and no.
I mean, like, I would say like the average person probably likes to have their ego stroked, right?
no, absolutely.
Well, I
like,
think
you know
everyone
what I mean?
does.
I-
Everyone likes to be
Yeah.
complimented.
To some extent, but obviously I haven't watched this show, so I don't know
we don't wanna
exactly what you
spoil
guys
it.
are talking about.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, right? there would probably come a point where it gets obsessive and insane or whatever, where if he is still responding and still being reciprocal or still like whatever, then yeah, maybe there's a little bit of a blame on him for not pushing back harder. But at the end of the day, she seems like the fucking crazy one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's so many times, especially when you're dating, like a girl or a guy, and I'll say it at least for me, a guy can just text you daily and then like, oh my God, I love this because I like him. That's amazing. But if you don't like him, that's like, oh my God, he's so annoying. So it's kind of that type of behavior and how you receive it.
Yeah,
so.
been there. Yeah. So.
They always
We've
say
all
the
been
line between a
there.
boyfriend and a creep is how attractive he is. That is literally the difference.
Absolutely. So
Yeah, if you want to fuck him, like that's the difference. Yeah. I saw King's Advisors in the chat. He asked if I was asleep earlier. Now I was looking down because I got tagged in a video of a guy using a fleshlight as a bong on Twitter. So.
Does that work?
It wasn't Cutie Gatwa, was it? I mean,
Where does the fluid sit to do the bong stuff?
I mean, you can watch the video if you want.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
I think it. Yeah, I don't know if we want to show.
No, we are not.
Know, with all the
no.
children watching, I don't know if we want to show drug use.
No.
No.
I love Wicked Virtue. I don't want her channel to go down.
It could show the picture from Doctor Who, though. It's basically the same thing.
The
Oh, we don't need
that's
that
the flash
conversation.
sonic screwdriver?
Well, no,
Right,
the flash stick from the last episode is...
Stop. Can you show us? I want to see this now.
Yeah, and it's got
watched
two
it
holes
last
because it's meant
time.
to be a compressed person. So it's got a mouth on the top and the other on the end. So yeah, it does...
Vagina? What?
Well, this was a guy.
Asshole?
No, it's got... Yeah.
Dick? What?
Okay, put it in the
Am I
private
not
tab
supposed to
first,
surprise?
and we'll go
Am
from
I
there.
not
Probably
supposed to
pop up.
state those things on this show? I was not
You're
briefed
fine.
You can
about
say that. You can say it. It's
No, you
fine.
can say whatever you want.
Like,
Yeah,
if
he
you
doesn't
invite me
breathe.
on, I assume they want me, you know. So.
Yeah, he was brave.
Ryan,
Xray had the flashlight. Like, listen, you can't say this or that. You got.
I reached a point where I
knows the line.
started censoring things for YouTube, and then now I just think it's more funny too, which is why I still cut words in the middle. I'm like, I just think it sounds better if you. It's like you're a massive cut, and then this happens. I just prefer it.
Yeah, it's a way to
Let
like
me
get
sh-
around it and still like be funny with it and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
If you wanna
So
see the
I
picture.
pulled this up. I'll pull up a picture of the actual. I forget her name. Her last name was like Harvey, but this is. She
Thank you
wants
for
to-
pulling up like the mobile version of Forbes on
Can
your
you like
computer.
scroll in? Sorry.
Did I really?
You
Jeez,
can
I'm
still
dumb.
zoom in.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
He only paid her like £250 or something like that. She's
So-
like being exploited.
So I don't know what's going to happen. She's threatening to sue Netflix, but after watching the Piers Morgan interview, he straight up says to her, like, because she says something along the lines like, you know, even if some of like the stuff turned out to be true, the bad stuff isn't. Because there's like a part where she kind of like assaults him in the show, like grabs his junk, and it's, you know, there's a couple things that happen. She rips the hair out of his girlfriend. I don't know if that really happened. Just some crazy stuff besides just the, you know, phone
Stalking.
calls, texts, and emails, and showing up every single day at his work. And he worked at a bar, by the way. So if that really happened, she just showed up and would just sit at the bar for the entire day, which is crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen for this. It might just be used as good promotion. Netflix might dive into it like that. Like, hey, it's going to push the show. Because I don't think she's going to win, because just from what Piers Morgan said, right? She says that she, you know, if some of it proves to be true, the bad stuff isn't. And he's like, so you're saying you did send him 40,000 emails or whatever? And she's like, I didn't say that. Rewind the interview. And like, she starts acting weird. And he's like, well, no, I'm not saying that you said that, but you're, because she straight up said, like, if some of the stuff turns out to be true, he's like, did you or did you not send 40,000 emails? And she was saying, I only sent like 2 or 3. But she also said the same thing about Twitter. So that's the part right there that I think is going to get her, because he's like, you do know that phone companies can get phone records, and that, you know, the police can dive into the email records as well and prove it. He's like, so you're saying that you are okay with him exposing this? And she also said, because she ended up getting his number and leaving just a bunch of email or voicemail, sorry, and and that's when the phone records come in. He's like, so you're okay with him showing this? And she's like, oh, he must have, if he has anything, then that means he must have recorded me without me knowing. But she also stated that she's only seen him a few times. So it's just like, this interview is wild. You got to watch it, Xray. It's definitely like a bonus episode. It's 50 minutes. I say watch it because you watched the show. And like I said, she sat there for the whole interview trying to prove that she was not Martha. And I was like, this is Martha. This girl's nuts.
I think that she knows the law. I don't know if she was actually a legal student, but the extent of the law that will help prove that she is innocent. And that's the point of being in that realm, is that you manipulate the law to your benefit. So, and in the show, she does that.
The idea of someone being shocked or upset that a Piers Morgan interview is exploitative, it's like what the fuck do you think you're going on there for? Have you watched the show? Like, yes. Are you insane?
Said, like, you're what did she say?
Americans may not know his reputation, but it is wild.
I feel like the past decade he's been an American host almost. You know what I mean? Like,
but he started as a newspaper editor over here. And then he got done for having fake photographs from various wars of people doing war crimes that he did. Then I think he got done for illegally phone tapping people. Then with the whole 2020 stuff, he was rabidly kind of, everybody should just be locked in their own homes. He is I consider an enemy of the British people.
Like, just in principle, the idea of like just thinking about somebody like going up to a bar like constantly knowing this guy's, I feel like that's always something I've like very actively tried not to do, is hit on people in their place of work, because
there it is.
Like, one, they're serving you, like their job is to like make you happy. Their job is make you feel appreciated. So it's kind of tough to get vibes in general, but also they can't fucking leave that place. Yep. Like if they're uncomfortable with you, they can't just fucking leave. Yeah. So I just think it's kind of a bad, like, it's just always like kind of been a bad vibe for me to try to pick up people at their place of work.
Well, it's probably also a good way to in your place of work. It used to be where people it was one of the main places where people met husband and wife, and now it's just not worth it.
Well, that'll always be the case, right? That will like always remain the case, where when people are working together or in the same field, they're spending a lot of time together, relationships are going to happen. Like that shit just happens naturally because you share so much time and you probably end up talking a lot. You share interests in general and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, but
obviously with nowadays with lawsuits, and especially if there's a
hashtag me too,
a balance of power and difference or whatever,
which is like, the most farcical idea in the. You can't say no because he's higher up in the company. Then it's like, what? No, if you get fired afterwards, now you've got an excuse. But if you go around and consent, like there was a guy, I think it was like the Microsoft CEO or somebody got fired because he had a relationship with someone in the company. Because they have a thing where you can't date someone beneath you. But he was the CEO, I think, or like someone massively higher. Everyone in the company was beneath him. So, it's like, what is he supposed to do?
Yeah, they actually, I mean, the person in the Netflix series is obviously not attractive at all. But but they made her more attractive than the real person.
Well, she actually, if you see her, like, she's obviously like overweight, not that cute, but not as Martha. When you just see her regularly, she looks better, like more clean cut, not quite as psychotic looking.
I think they made her that way. She was actually cuter in the. What's funny is I saw a Doctor Who episode with her in it. That was with the adipose babies. The first episode with Donna, and I mean, she had the same sort of like flair to her, but she was definitely a lot cuter than she was in this show.
But yeah, I feel like this is. We're not going to hear the last of the story. It's going to become this big thing because this is, if anyone doesn't know, this is the guy, Richard Gadd, who lived this story. And it was a play first, and then he turned it into the show. It's nuts. If you haven't watched it, I say watch it, because the one thing I do, I take away from it is that it shines light. There's a certain scene that I'm not going to ruin for anyone who didn't see it. It shines light on how bad the industry is, like Hollywood, trying to make your way. He's a comedian, and he ends up meeting a writer who's on a big show and just like bad stuff happens. It's not even just about Martha, the show. It's his life. It's his like some stuff that happened. So watch it. I was not expecting it. I had friends that were like, you need to watch this. And then I watched the first episode and I was like, what the heck? Is this a suspense thriller? Like I didn't even see the beginning that said it's a part of a true story. I watched the whole thing and I'm like, I feel like this might be a true story. It seems like it's a true story. And then I see all the articles. I'm like, wow, I'm retarded. It is. I missed that little bit in the beginning that said it was. So it's
I've
watch
watched,
it.
like, possessions from parallel universes, which started with "This is based on a true story." I don't
But
put
that's
much
the thing
stock
is,
in
it's
that.
based doesn't mean that all facts are accurate in the story.
Yeah, and they even say it. They came out and he's even tweeted because apparently someone that works for Netflix they thought he was someone that did something wrong. I don't want to ruin this for anyone who didn't see it because it just came out. But you know Darren. Actually, I don't know who I'm talking about. The writer friend that he had. They thought that he was him, and it was like this witch hunt going on. So Richard Gadd had to come out and say, "Don't try and find the real life people involved. This is just my story, and some of it is dramatized, and But I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what happens. Do you guys think it's going to go to court? Do you think she's actually going to
I
go
don't
that
think she
far?
has a leg to stand on. If he's never named her, she's the one who came forward and said, "This is me." Well,
Yeah.
he never linked it to you. You just assumed it was you because presumably you did some of those
That's
things.
true.
So
They found her Twitter. I think the Twitter gave her away.
Of her being weird. Like she said, remember the curtain
no,
thing?
people assumed
Xray, she says
it
that
was
in a
her
tweet
and
in real
assumed
life.
it gave it away. Like he
Mhm.
never
Yeah.
linked it to her at all. So she can't have
Mhm.
it like malicious or that he tried to damage her reputation in any way.
Yeah, no.
She-
She
she's
took
trying
the
to
money
paint
too.
it-
Pierce
she's
paid
try-
her.
Really? Yeah, so she's trying to paint it that like I think he wanted me to be found. It's like, well, no, people literally just went on Twitter and seen that you said stuff that Martha would say. So, whatever. Here,
I
just
think she
Disparu.
enjoys the attention in the first, but yeah, this
There
is
you
the
go.
flesh stick.
Ew.
Yeah, that is meant to be a person squashed. Now the top of this is the mouth and has a
it
mouth
looks like a
shaped
flashlight.
entranceway.
Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yes. It is literally it is literally meant to be flesh. So this is a flesh stick, a veiny flesh stick. That's the ass of the person, and the mouth is at the top. And there's a bit in the episode where he literally sucks another man in through the end of it while he's holding it over his crotch.
Wait, which end was he sucking?
Well, he sucks it in through the mouth, the tip. And so, no, I think it's like a circular thing, like a callback to the bi-generation with the first guy, where they split off at the crotch, and now he sucks another guy back in, and it's literally like the same thing. You see him go through his eyes and everything. It is wild.
That is
I-
retarded.
Yeah, I did a video where he was like, you couldn't see it very well. I'm like, well, if you want it, I can zoom in. And if you zoom in, it just gets worse.
No, it's okay. I feel like I understand based
But it
on
is
your
literally the
explanation.
mouth on the top. So
Mouth to mouth.
I've long gone past any of these things that are accidental. After the rest of Doctor Who, this is 100% deliberate.
I thought baby reindeer was disgusting.
This is worse. All right, enough of that. Welcome,
Yay, flash sticks!
yeah, welcome to the show, guys. We go from talking about mental health to stalkers to fleshlights. Yeah, that's the show. I need more. I'm gonna stay on this.
Xray goes like, this is why I drink.
I understand why we're supposed to call this Saucy Saturdays now.
I'm barely
almost-
drinking. You're drinking fucking White Claws. That doesn't even count.
I'm drinking wine.
I'm a girl. I get
wasn't
drunk
talking to
easily.
you.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
true.
He's like,
Wow, Ryan.
Disparu's probably like, I'm so happy that someone's drinking hard liquor with me. He always
Yeah,
has
it's about
whiskey.
time. This entire stream was started on the basis that all three of us were drinking every week.
That
and then
was
you two,
actually
on,
really
like, the third
fun back
week
in the
just
day.
stopped. Yeah, that's
It was-
mine.
Oh,
Hey, there you
nice.
go.
Nice. You
Yeah.
got some good stuff.
What was the episode that it was like a few episodes ago we started and you just hear a bunch of clinking and just for like we didn't even get to say hi and what did you say? You're like what does that mean? Like when you're just like all it's clinking sounds and people are like you're an alcoholic. That's what that means. What
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, so when I just reach around within arm's reach, this isn't even what I'm drinking. I had to get up to go get another drink. I've got Patron and Jose Cuervo literally right here on my desk.
I've never had
I've got empty
Patron. I
bottles.
should try
Me
it.
neither. Should we try it on our not on our road trip, but when we're
Oh
stopped?
my god. Okay, so there is going to be a segment where on a road trip, maybe it's a good idea to have Patron.
Oh
a
yeah.
small
Do I not know
segment.
about it or do I know about it?
Kind of.
I like whiskey.
That
you
one's gone,
kidnapping me?
Disparu.
All of
They're
them.
both
This is
gone.
the
Did you see
problem.
there's like a sip in both of them?
I'd
I
have
have,
to go over there to get fresh ones.
As anyone who's been to my house can attest, there is a fucking stacks on stacks on stacks of empty bottles of liquor on top of my cabinets. It may or may not be in danger of falling anytime.
When was the last time you cleaned it up? Because I think you had said
it was like
before
when you were
Christmas.
when you were here, it was basically like 4 months or wait, no, you were here in what?
No, it
February?
was before Christmas. I was in October for MegCon.
October? Yeah, so it was probably like only a couple month period that I'd collected all those bottles. Yeah.
Wow. I think that'll be fun. You have not seen Gay Ryan, have you, Wicked?
No.
What says gay? Just like I'm not angry.
He's like, I'm
He's
not
drunk.
gay.
He's honestly one of the happiest drunks I've ever met.
The first meetup, but like everyone was kind of all over the place. That first meetup, like 2 years ago, when I first moved to Florida,
The Orlando one, the
first
bar.
Orlando one at the bar. And
I wasn't even that
City
drunk at that one. I was fucking busy in that one. That was such a shit show.
The funniest thing about that was because I only saw it from the stream perspective. I can't remember. Well, I think it was Beardo going round, and he goes up to Jay, and you just see Jay get handed a drink, and he just hands it around to you, and you're in a corner just like that.
I was just hiding, and I got free drinks because he was just passing me.
Wicked. I didn't even recognize her. She had no glasses. That's why.
I didn't have my glasses on. I go up to Xray, and I was like, "Hey," and she was like, "Hi." And I was like, "It's
so nice to meet you. What's your name?"
I know. She was like, "No." And she grabbed me. She's like,
"At that point,
I used to like hardly ever wear contacts, but now that I'm in Florida, I wear them all the time because I want to be
your
able to wear
glasses
sunglasses.
Fog up when you fucking like walk outside.
Exist.
Yeah, just existing, and also sunglasses. I need to have the sunglasses most of the time, and if I don't have contacts, then I won't be able to see. So,
yeah, that is the danger at the meetups. It's people buying you drinks and shots. It because I mean I don't really turn them down, and
they're not gonna say no.
They come quick. Orlando was bad. Or the last Orlando meetup was.
I heard everybody got pretty drunk at the last one. Like everybody.
I was sober.
No, you weren't. I heard from you that you weren't.
No, I got fucking destroyed. Like,
I think I slapped you once.
Yeah, you did. I was like, try to sober me up, and you were like slapping me. I remember about the first
didn't feel a thing, probably
hour and a half of that meetup.
Yeah,
that's about it. And then I woke up in my bed, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? And what the fuck happened? I like call around and like piece together what happened that night. Yeah, it's a little much.
That was a fun night. Honestly,
I don't remember. So I wasn't hungover though. I was right back at MegaCon the next day.
I think Drinker was actually worse off.
From what I heard, yeah, it didn't go super well for him. Yeah. But yeah.
Lulu caught you before you got drunk at the last meetup.
Before he got gay.
I do remember seeing you there. Yeah.
Lulu gives the best hugs. I missed her at the meetup. Hopefully I see her this year again. I'm gonna go get a refill. Do you want to catch up on a couple super chats while I go? Thank you.
Soups. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5 says Disparu was the MVP of FNT. Dude was carrying the show on his back with his British wit.
I don't feel like I said that much.
I feel like you were pretty quiet, actually. Yeah. It was just very efficient. How about that?
Yes.
It was just a few things where I'm like, I don't know anything about this topic, so I can't say anything. And then when I was trying to say something, we started talking about. I can't remember his name. The guy from Transformers. It went on for like a 20-minute diatribe about his life. I'm like, I don't care about this at all.
Yeah, it's like because I didn't watch X-Men '97, so the first part of the conversation I didn't feel like I was very helpful. And yeah.
It's all good though. It's all good. Justin for $5 says the ratio started to shift in a bad way here. Too many straight white males. Better call in the DEI officer. Oh wait.
It's true. I'm here to make sure we got enough straight white males on the panel. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
He's like, you got to get those numbers up.
Appreciated.
Rookie numbers, yeah.
I think we read this. Mountain Mutt for $1.99. We're gonna get Ryan to read Pigeon.
There's been
today.
a couple chats about that, and I have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
Well, I could send you a couple of articles if you want.
Get there. Richard Simmons for 2 says RK equals gay, but when he drinks, consider me Chuck Norris.
What did I come back to?
That means
Richard Simmons is in the chat. He wants to fuck me.
Maybe Ryan will F you instead. Who knows? And Josh Kelsey for 10. Thank you so much. Like Josh does. He just drops it and leaves.
Thank you, Josh.
Xander's Rants for $2 says, can you guys reenact Kylar attack Ryan, then reverse?
He killed me. He won.
Oh, that
was
part.
the G&G tabletop thing.
Oh my gosh.
That's sorry.
Perma killed me.
I did. I fucking killed you.
And all of that relied on Steph. Because I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And she either healed you or healed me. And I could have picked you up immediately. She's like, no, let's leave the healer down on the floor. I'm going to res you. And you just immediately stabbed me through the chest. And Arudai was going to like talks and stuff. Do you want to join in? No. No, I don't want to do anything. And so everybody in the party just watched you murder me.
I forgot about that. That's true. That's true.
This is what I'm drinking. Everyone else showed theirs off. You can't see it.
Get drunk. Get drunk. Chanty.
There you go.
It's gonna be bad when me and Xray are together. We're gonna be like, should we? Yeah.
I haven't had wine in a while. I've got a shit ton of wine here though.
Okay, I'm gonna raid your wine pantry.
She said, "Okay, I'll take. Don't worry, I got it.
Don't worry. When I visit Orlando, I gotcha.
She's gonna show up at her hotel, like, look what I got from Ryan's.
No, if you want to drink it, you can come over. You can't take it away. That's the fucking rule.
Fine, no takeaways. I got it.
That's right. Gotta drink
no takeout.
Ryan's like, I don't own one of those restaurants. Mr. Buttcrack Media, member for 6 months, says, hey y'all, cheers to you. Thank you for being a member on this channel. Did you read this yet?
No,
my other thing first, about the G&G tabletop stuff, I don't know if I've ever said this before. I think I have. But the reason why I killed you in the first place, or picked you as a target in the first place, was because you were AFK, and Arudai was doing everything not to solve this puzzle, and the only clue we had was you had to sacrifice somebody. I'm like, well, you're not here, so it just makes sense that you're the one that sacrificed, and then we'll just heal you at the end. So I thought Arudai was setting us up for it. It's like, no, there was just a way that all of us were too thick to solve, and then it was just got annihilated afterwards.
Yeah, like, I feel like my character was, like, I was very solo, right? I didn't like being part of groups and things like that. But I felt like I was doing all the right things, having everybody's back, and then y'all motherfuckers tried to kill me.
Well, it sounded like because it was the start of a week and you weren't there, and I think it was the first time we'd ever not had a person for a week. I thought Arudai was just making an excuse to get you out the way for the week, and then we just bring you in the next time. It's like, no, that's not how D&D works. It's like, oh, okay,
and then that's true. Everybody had my back after I did that. Like, nobody wanted to intervene. People just wanted to see us duel, and I just fucking
nobody stopped me doing it either. It was like, that was the weird thing.
Fair, like, I was very shy back then. Yeah, at least on D&D.
That was kind of one of the problems when we did that, is like everyone was very inexperienced, so people were very like cautious and like they didn't know what they should do. They just kind of let it all play out. So
yeah,
do?
I've never done tabletop stuff, so I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I just did a Alien RPG.
Alien, like aliens, like the
yeah. Like it's actually fucking cool. If anybody has the opportunity to do it, you probably should, because it's very different from like D&D or any of the other like RPGs. It's horror based, right? It is.
I don't like that.
Like, it's horror based, and it's supposed to replicate the feeling you have, and everybody's supposed to kind of die. Like, you're lucky if you survive. Like, it's hard. And there's a stress level factor. There's a panic level factor. Like, an alien comes bursting out of someone's chest and people freak out. And then you have to roll a panic and you don't know what you're going to do. You might have a twitch that affects you or makes other people freak out. You might go crazy or catatonic or whatever. So the Alien RPG is pretty fun.
In the first one of that, Sevi got lucky too many times, but she had an alien on her, so she couldn't escape. But every time it attacked her, and she had to roll to see if she survived, she did. So this alien was just ripping parts off her. It was like one eye, then the next eye, then arms, then legs. She was basically just a torso at one point, and it was ripping out organs, and she was still alive. And she passed like 10 rolls in a time.
That
and they
sounds
just
like
wanted to
Debbie's
end
rolls. She's just so good at rolling.
She that shit. Like, I don't get it. She's got the game hacked somehow.
It's the boobs.
Maybe. I was getting shit rolls.
I got great rolls.
Have you considered it?
Thank
Like,
you, D&D gods.
Well, I guess
Thank you.
boobs.
Oops. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but X-rays
Ian-
came from like blowing into
Or
the mic
Ian.
with
Well,
the
at
chat.
first,
I can understand
but
why
I
the
still
chat.
get good rolls regardless, just based on having the buffs. So, thank you.
Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. This was I meant to read this when we were talking about the restaurant. Sorry. He says it would be hilarious if airlines started using the same tactic. The
I feel like they
date one where-
would if they could.
Didn't they
Which restaurant
just
tactic?
the lady who
Oh.
was stood up? Yeah, you're the one that said the article. He's like, huh? You
No,
just
I've been
sent the
watching
article?
Clarkson's Farm, so when you said restaurant, I've just got to the bit where his restaurant's not getting planning permission and stuff. So
Oh,
my brain
yeah.
immediately went to a different restaurant.
thank you, Ian.
I love Clarkson's Farm.
I'd
This
never
I've
the
not
went
next
watched
time we
it, so
go, we should go together, like
This is
as
my
a
first
group.
time.
So you probably
What's
enjoy
that?
it.
Oh, is that in the UK?
Clarkson's Farm. Yeah, there's they actually legit have like a store, and there's always a line from the sounds of it, and they also have a restaurant / bar, and everything from what I
Well,
can tell is
spoilers.
kind of made at the farm. What?
I don't have a.
We'll go.
I'm at the bit
don't-
where the restaurant's getting closed down.
I don't have an
Oh, I
active
didn't meet
passport.
either.
Mine's expired.
Get a
I'm
new
getting- I'm getting-
passport. Come
I'm
to
going
the
next
UK.
week because I gotta be ready when we go to Ireland and wherever else.
Yeah, somebody
Ready
Yes.
for an adventure.
somebody was like somebody randomly invited me to what the fuck is Cancun, and I'm like, I can't fucking go. I don't have a passport.
That's the thing. I think it's only like 40% of Americans have a passport. Whereas
Like
if you look
I have one. Mine expired like 2 years ago or something, so I just need to get renewed.
The
I
army
used to have-
makes you keep the passport up, right?
In the military, yeah. you
Yeah.
need one.
That's what I meant. Sorry, military.
Yeah, I used to have an enhanced license when I lived in Buffalo, and you can go to certain places like Canada with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Back in the day,
you know,
when
now
I
I'm in
visited
Florida, I
Niagara
don't have that.
Falls, when I visited
You need
Niagara
a
Falls 20
driver's
years
license.
ago, you could just fucking walk
you just need an
across.
ID.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
right, I
You
thought-
just walked across the bridge. I ate at the McDonald's in Canada and got back like more money in Canadian than I gave them in America. And I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And-
The
yeah,
exchange
yeah.
rate is
remember-
always
I
usually good
remember
for the
going
Americans.
across the border in like middle school, I think it was, for Canada's Wonderland. I lost my school ID. So we were on a bus though, and they just showed my picture in the yearbook and they're like, oh, you're fine. I was like 12. I don't know.
that is one thing
But
in the
it
Doctor
used
Who
to be
episode.
very
the am-
easy.
in the Doctor Who episode, the ambulances are going around murdering people, and it just felt like Canada. X-Ray Girl
Yeah.
would probably feel right at home.
Like personally, I'm fine with that policy. I think the world would be better with less like super liberal woke Canadians. Like,
Well, the UK, our next PM, almost certainly has already said he's going to do a vote on it over here as well. I think any place which has free healthcare will do it. Just 'cause they have to.
Look,
it saves the taxpayer, right?
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna go get it.
rational.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
I will say, okay, I will defend it as a person who works
will never
in
defend it.
healthcare. There are some people who just cling to life that make everything harder for everyone, including family.
They
And
call
I've
them
seen
Canadians.
well, people with dementia where they're absolutely like not themselves. And there's
Okay,
people,
Where's the line? Do we got dementia patients? What about old people?
but that's the line that I'm talking about.
Well, what
is
about
like,
people that can't work?
I'm not talking
What
about
about
those
Mark?
people. I'm just saying the people that I have seen in
No, it doesn't-
healthcare.
Where's the line? Like once you decide
I think
there
we
is a
should
line.
kill a lot more people, for the record.
Wow.
Sorry. Kill more people. Cheers.
No, but like
Oh, God.
there are some situations where it's just like, or people who have cancer that have like
Okay,
they
okay,
have
no, me and
no
you disagree
ability.
about where the line is, right? Who gets to choose? Because I think I should.
Yeah. If it's your choice and you want
No,
to,
I think I should choose for people.
with no,
Is
not
that allowed?
you. no, but your own
Not
choice
me.
for your
Okay,
own
you
life.
then? Do you choose?
I'm not choosing.
Okay, then Trudeau. Does Trudeau choose?
No, Trudeau is not part of the healthcare system in actuality.
Well, I mean, like
But
he's
what
the
I'm just
highest
saying.
voice in your land, so
No, but I'm
someone's
just
got
saying,
to choose.
I'm just echoing
me,
some of the
you,
things that
him,
I
or-
have seen where there are people who are in situations where they cannot do it themselves and they want to do it. And that's a difference
So
between
who
someone
chooses?
who I don't know because I'm not part of the policy.
But
Okay.
you need to know. You've got an opinion on this. Therefore, you must know.
I am
where
just
the line
talking
is.
about my specific experiences talking to some people who do not want to be
the moment
on
you
the
take a
earth.
position on it, you have to decide. You've got to decide.
I am
like,
not
who chooses
talking in
where
the
the line
position of
is.
what I want to do or specifically not
Because
do. I'm
let's
talking about
say-
experiences, at least in this point, where I've seen people who do not want to be on this earth and they have nothing or nowhere
So is that
to
your
turn
line?
to.
If they don't want to be here anymore, then let's just put a
Especially if
booth
they
in
have
every
a
kind of
death,
street corner.
cancer diagnosis where they don't want to be on earth.
What about people who are a bit
so like
sad?
so here's my thing. I don't think this should be for people that are fucking depressed and want to kill themselves. I think what Xray talking about is like specific examples of people that are like end of life with a incurable thing that like the last 2 months of life, they're just gonna be fucking misery and painful or whatever. I haven't even thought about it enough to develop like a good opinion on it. I kind of don't think we should be doing that. I think in general, but like that. What's the difference between that and a DNR in some cases? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, that would be
kind
the
of
person's
make those
actually
type of-
dead.
I know, but what I mean is like, so, but at the same time, if somebody does code and you can do something to save them and bring them back with a decent chance to do that, and they choose not to because they're ready to go. What is that line? How different is that line? But the problem is when you establish it, Disparu's right with this. When you establish
They will move
that,
it.
what is the line? If you establish it with the purpose of helping people who's, that 1.1% of people that the last couple weeks or months of their lives are just going to be fucking miserable and painful and they don't have any chance of any life or any quality of life after that. If that's the intention, are people that are, 23 years old and just fucking hate their life because of something, whatever, it's things that we've gone through, things we've struggled through, and they just want to end it. Did they get to do that and make a massive mistake? That's the problem when you start making these things legal.
And this is why, and I mentioned it in one of the Doctor Who reviews, when Doctor Who said, I don't have anything, but I do have freedom. That is a very American and probably Canadian value. It's not the rest of the world. The rest of the world doesn't believe in freedom. It's not like you can do anything. It's like, no, maybe there's some things you shouldn't be able to do. Maybe there's some decisions you shouldn't be able to make. Maybe there are actually things that you may want which are bad for you. Like, I don't think any ideology that can't give you a reason why you shouldn't sit in your house and just take narcotics all day, if you can't come up with a reason why someone shouldn't do that, then I don't think it's a worthwhile ideology to begin with, and it's not a worthwhile set of ideas. And I think this is the same thing. If you can't come up with a reason why your nation should just off people, I don't think it's a correct idea to follow.
And look, that is a very valid point, and I'm going to go upon what Ryan has said, is there are things that our Canadian healthcare has done to make sure these people have survived up to this point. But when they're getting a death sentence, and I'm not meaning like they're going to get killed by healthcare. I'm meaning 1 month you have left to live. Do you want to live the life in pain or not? And that's only what I'm talking about.
This is care-based morality.
specifically.
I think it's evil. I think care-based morality outside of the family home, like the moment you extrapolate it out of a family, is just evil. Justice-based morality is the far better way. No.
And hey, like they could deny using the medications. I understand that, but there's still suffering that comes along with it. And so I think at that point,
I
and
could
I will
take your
say,
same argument and use it for so many people that would be the most horrific thing you could do.
and you have not seen, I'm going to say the Galadriel line. You have not seen what I have seen, where you actually have seen like literally people crying, they're coding. You are actually pushing their heart in order to make them live. It is
and they
want to
die. Yeah.
And they want to die.
There is a difference. There is a difference between intervening with machines to keep somebody that way,
or medication,
actually finishing them off. That is an entirely different thing. Like, there is a difference between hitting someone with a hammer and them falling over and hitting their
absolutely.
Like,
but have you been in that
intervening is entirely
situation
different than just not doing anything.
where you have
that's
the
what
medication?
we still do that over here. Over here, there's an end of life path where they essentially just stop food and water, which is essentially the same thing. It's like I won't
the same
intervene.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely. So are you going to be the person that has this medication that gives it to them to live against their will, most likely, who knows, or will you? And it is a very ethical situation. And that's something that people
I don't
have
think
to think
doctors
about.
should be doing this in the first place. I think
No, the
doctors
doctor
should be.
well, depends on the
Could be a
the
family-
entire medical thing. Because
family
and I
thing,
don't-
maybe.
I think if anything, it should only be done under like the American system. I think it certainly should never be done under a free healthcare system where it is literally about rationing and money, and they will top the population specifically to save money. I think that is purely evil, and you will find that is the only situation that will ever occur in where they are monetarily incentivized to do it to people.
Yeah, American healthcare, because all the fucking money that they get from people to stay alive. They don't want to kill people off. Of course,
No, absolutely not.
They want to keep you alive. They don't want to cure you, but they want to keep you alive.
Absolutely.
Another 50.
Well, I always thought they would. I always thought they would
Disparu.
cure you because all the tests and stuff to find out what's wrong with you will cost a lot of money. Like one of the things I have over here is essentially
That's
you go
true.
with a problem and they say just live with it because they don't want to spend the money to find out what it is. So unless you've got like one of a very few predefined, easily like standard problems, you'll never get diagnosed and you'll never get helped.
Yeah, but what if I told you this, Disparu, that you can have all those tests, you can have all that, they do find out what's wrong with you, but then instead of having, you know, a pill or medication that cures you in a week, what if they instead have treatment that has to last for 5 years, where pharmaceutical companies continue to get paid for 5 years instead of curing you with one pill?
Well, I just thought that's what insurance was for. Like, I don't know much about your system.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is it doesn't matter who's paying it. The companies that are producing those things, do you think that if you're a pharmaceutical company, do you think you'll get more money by making one pill that cures cancer? Or by making something that is a treatment that people have to continue to take over and over and over and over again for the rest of their lives? That's what I mean.
Yeah, we have the same issue with, like, that's the thing. We still have the same issue with that, where they treat the symptoms rather than cure you. But a lot of the time, you will just go in and just go, just live with it.
What are we talking about?
This is deep.
We
This is deep.
This is what happens.
we get
Like,
funny and then gets. Don't worry, Chad.
when
We're gonna
Wicked
talk
goes,
about.
here's a topic.
When anyone gets drunk and they start solving the world's fucking problems, it's basically who we
Yeah,
are
we're
right
gonna
now.
solve it. We're still friends here, I promise.
You've
Yeah.
not seen what
I
I
said
have
it in the
seen.
chat. I'm like, it's
Until
not a
next
saucy
week.
Saturdays until one of us, meaning me or Xray, usually get into some kind of debate with Disparu. Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. This is why we love Disparu though, because cough.
Love you.
He's
Ian.
Scottish. He's meant to hate me. He's on Cutie Gatra's side, though. They both love skirts.
Listen, Richard Madden is Scottish, and you guys know how I feel about Richard Madden, so calm down. All right, Nightmare for
That is
$2.
You can
true.
like a guy in a skirt. That's fine.
I can.
Whatever floats your boat.
For $2.
I
Ryan
know.
calmly explaining his opinion is super weird.
Yeah, usually
Someone-
get all like hyped up.
Someone in the chat was
Well-
like, Ryan's the voice of reason here. What?
So I'm not always just fucking angry and like
Yelling?
unhinged, but if like two people are having a heated discussion, you got to read the room, be like, okay, let me be the voice of reason here and balance and explain each other's opinions to them. I'm
And
capable.
also, no
Yeah.
one's interrupted you.
So there's
like,
got to
a lot
be
of the time.
someone that's calm, like in a relationship. Right? Like if there's like a married couple and one person's like bugging out, the other person has to be calm in the
Yeah,
situation.
you got to adjust to it.
You
Yeah,
got.
we can get in more fights with Disparu. I'm tired of this.
I got to. There's been a couple. We're not going to bring it up because then it'll just start all over again. But there's been a couple. Mark,
I can't remember any of them, so it's all fresh to me.
Market reality for 5. I like how all these Western democracies are able to afford free healthcare because of the U.S. has been
That's
paying
true.
for their militaries for 80 years.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah,
Candace
right?
You're
Through our-
fucking welcome.
Dollars.
Well, at the
So-
same time, you're the reserve currency, which is how you can afford to do it in the first place.
Don't worry, guys. The next topic, after I do a few more of these super chats, sorry we're behind today. It's we've had some intense conversation today.
We got
The
$34
next-
trillion in debt. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah. No, anyone else would be called on that debt by your country.
Yeah.
The next topic is going to be boobs, so don't worry. Okay.
Oh,
He's
shit,
Sweeney.
alright.
So he's like, all
There
right,
we
I'm
go.
going to say then.
I'm- Unpopular opinion. I'm kind of
your-
getting tired of everybody just constantly
about
talking
her.
about Sydney Sweeney. I'm kind of over it now.
Wow. You're
Probably
even
the
tired of
first
those
guy
boobs.
to say that. He's even tired of
Well,
those.
men
boobs.
like variety.
I mean-
by this time, we should have moved on to new boobs.
Exactly.
It'll
Mm.
happen. It's just because she's like just like so new and fresh. Even though she's been, when did Euphoria come out? That was like her breakout role. They showed
Couple
her
years ago,
boobs,
yeah.
and they show her boobs. in
Nobody
that.
watches
You're
that
welcome,
Oh,
show.
Chad.
Except women.
They show
that show's
everything
pretty,
in that.
That show's pretty hot, yeah.
Iris 1997 for 9.99. Thank you. Saucy Saturdays is my second favorite stream after F&T now. Are there streams you like that aren't game or fellowship related? I watch Emily Hopkins harpist, hilarious, and Anna Lee, Korean pop culture. Disparu probably knows who Anna Lee is. He knows all about Korean pop culture.
No,
like
I don't watch
the
YouTube
Y-Files.
videos on it though. I tend to watch the shows.
He,
but I don't
he
watch
likes the
discussions.
dramas and the reality shows.
If you like a little woo woo, the Y-Files is really great.
What's
They
woo-woo?
have just like UFOs, conspiracies.
why is it called woo woo? Is that an
a little
Asian
woo-woo.
thing?
It's a little bit. No. It's just a little
Ooh, and
everywhere.
it's like supernatural. Yeah.
Supernatural.
I
Exactly.
never heard that before.
Woo, woo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they
I
have
don't know.
great videos, absolutely. And some are like, oh, but they do a good job not being biased, which I appreciate. Not a lot of channels can do that successfully. So, at least for me.
The vast majority of my time on YouTube is spent watching people outside of our sphere, because it's like I feel like I'm so caught up in it that I like,
Yeah.
whether it's something political or whether it's a Game of Thrones lore video or a random Harry Potter fan fiction theory, like whatever it may be, like
I
just
watch a bunch
random
of
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also watch
I
like a
haven't
lot
deep
of like crime shows and things like that, or mystery shows and stuff like that. I've been on a binge of those lately.
Yeah, I always get caught up in those, and then like what? Like all this time passes.
'cause-
Like while I'm working, I'll have it on like in the background, and I get more paranoid about life. The true crime
Yeah,
stuff
I
gets
know
me.
the fact that those
It
people are out there. It is
Yeah.
fucking creepy.
is. I just did. Speaking of that, I just did a video. I don't know if anyone on here saw it on the Jay's Horde History channel. I did a Black Dahlia deep dive, and I swear to God, I solved it. I spent hours diving into that case, and I was like that meme of Charlie Day, like this guy did it. It took me a while to do that video, but it's a crazy story. It's probably one of the most popular in American history because it's still gone unsolved. I think it was somebody rich that did it, and they paid off, and they got away with it. But anyways,
Isn't it crazy that hold on, I completely lost my train of thought.
It happens to me a lot. I actually,
Fuck, never mind.
if someone's talking and I think of something, I have to write it in a notepad so that when they finished, I could still remember what I meant.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Whoops.
can't. I'm a fish brain.
I just forget. Yeah.
But it's a bit weird while he remembers. Just interrupt me if you remember. When you talk about streams, it tends to be gaming streams tend to be the most for me, or things in this sphere. The people that I probably watch the most is probably like Based Camp, where they would agree with a lot of the stuff in here, but they talk about other things, and it is more not political, but it's more like stats based. And I think they're just it's like they have good opinions. It's kind of a husband and wife dynamic between the two of them. I think that adds something to the videos.
That's so wholesome. I love that.
No, they are. Like, Blabs asked, like, what channels do you watch? I said Basecamp. And then she sent me a message later when they went on Side Scrollers and just went, they're amazing, thank you. And so, like, I think make good stuff.
That's awesome.
And they go against the grain a lot, so it's like pro-natalist stuff a lot of the time and that kind of thing. It's like, they will take the difference between modern and traditional ideas and then just look at the data and was like, is it better or worse? I think it's an interesting perspective.
That is interesting. I tend to just I watch a bunch of random stuff. I couldn't even really give you like a channel because just like Ryan said, I do watch a lot of people that are out of the sphere. Besides some of my friends, like I pop in when Xray's live and stuff. I try to say hi to everybody. But I like to deep dive into just random stuff. I even ask people sometimes, like, what's your favorite, like, feel-good YouTuber? Like, someone I like to watch is Garrett Watts because he does dumb stuff. Like, he'll go to haunted houses, and then he'll have just, like, some random stream of, like, cleaning out his room, and he's got all this, like, 80s and 90s stuff, and that's just an example. I watch a lot of weird random stuff.
I don't watch any feel-good stuff. I'm not about that.
he's like,
Yeah, make me feel shitty. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
No, I mean feel good, like where it's just random. He's got like that person that I just said, Garrett Watts. His life's kind
So
of
for
mess.
a woman, watching people clean things feels good. Is that what you're saying?
I do like watching
I
cleaning
love to
videos.
clean.
Carpet
I do.
It's like all the
cleaning?
satisfaction with none
Oh
of the
my
effort.
god. When they get a dirty carpet clean.
Oh yeah. What about
We don't even
I
have
said
any
actually-
Latinas here. They probably really like watching
Why
that
don't
shit.
you just
Yeah.
clean a carpet
I'm
yourself?
Well,
Like, you get
this
paid
will
for
be
that.
an argument with Disparu, but I do have I'm Puerto Rican, Italian, and Irish. But according to Disparu, no, you're not. You're just
You're
American.
American.
No, nobody else in the world thinks about this except Americans and
It's my
Canadians.
heritage,
It's a very
though.
local
If I
thing.
was if I wasn't Italian and Puerto Rican, I wouldn't have dark features. If I was like, I don't know, Polish,
You've
I'd
never
be
been
blonde
to
and
these
pale.
countries.
Yeah, well,
So what?
So
My
some of
ancestors
us
were?
live in fucking places and in states and in countries that are bigger than the fucking like your tiny ass things back there. Europe is a completely different place
Tiny
because
things.
you guys are not thinking about like white means nothing in Europe. Like,
Yes.
you're talking about
Yes.
nationalities, right? And for the most
Yeah.
part, you got people that are living in these villages and things like that that have
Oh, they've never left.
they've never left. It's a different way of life than it is here in America. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, you guys have an invasion of your own in Europe with a lot of refugees and things. So that might change over time.
Oh,
But you're in a completely different place than we are. We're decades and decades into this melting pot, and that's kind of how we started, right? We started with people from all these different areas of Europe coming into these big cities and having little parts of town, and it's just all kind of melded together.
I did hear that historically, like when essentially when the war happened between America and England, there was a time when America actually saw themselves as the real English because they'd actually held on to the traditions that the English had left behind and they'd moved on. It was kind of, we're more English than the English are. And it's why there was a comment that was like, the English are coming, and it's like, no, they consider themselves English at that point. It still happened. And so,
well, he said the British are coming.
Well, the British are coming. And it's like they were British at that time. They still considered, so it never would have been said. It would have been weird. And I do like that about how culture changes and then retroactively applies their current culture to the past. It's like, no, we always would have hated the British. We could never consider ourselves to come to that culture. It's like, no, that's not quite.
We're
how it was.
seeing it today in Hollywood.
And even like it's funny. I'm sure Wicked knows this as a member of the History of Pirates channel. But even back in like the early 1700s, you had pirates who were not willing to go and try to take over a British ship that was flying a British flag because like that they considered themselves British, so they weren't going to go and do that thing. But Benjamin Hornigold, right? Hornigold was the one who like was he pushed against that for a while, if I remember right.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's true.
I do think it's interesting to see how people have like perceived themselves over time. But no, the reason I say it to Wicked is because she's like, I'm Italian. I'm like, if you went to Italy and told them you were Italian, they would laugh at you. It's like, that's why I like it.
I don't know. Maybe they like American money over there, but also
they'd love your money.
But I'm just saying, like,
I can show you what I am. I sent my DNA to those people.
With 23andMe
like,
or
the
something.
23andMe doesn't exist in any other country on Earth. Like, because they're just like, no, I'm English. I'm
They
Italian.
know because they're living in the same fucking small ass piece of shit house that their fucking grandma lived in.
That's one thing that I've got from Clarkson's farm. This guy's like, yeah, I've never been more than 18 miles from where I was born. And it was like his entire life. They made him drive to London and he panicked.
I probably panicked too. London.
He started calling his baby foreign because he was born in Oxford and not Chipping Norton. I was like, but that's 20 miles away. He's like, yeah, that's foreign. All my ancestors have been born in Chipping Norton.
Okay, well let's bring up this. Sorry, Ryan. I know you're tired of Sydney Sweeney's boobs, but here they are again.
Well, like I'm like, listen, she's got a great fucking rack. I'm tired of people constantly simping for her. Like, I think she's cool,
get it.
and I like the way she's responded to a lot of things. She seems more, a little bit like a real person than some of these other Hollywood celebrities, which is cool. But I am tired of every fucking day hearing another.
So you're
story
just
about her.
bored. You're like, bring Brie back.
Hey,
Slippers of bacon. I've also given my DNA to a few Europeans. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Oh my.
So I agree that it gets annoying when somebody's over. I don't want to say that she's overhyped because I agree that. So
I like her.
Some of her takes, like she had. I'm sure Ryan knows about this. And we talked about this on one of the Saucy Saturdays. She had it was 50 or 60th birthday for her mom. I think it was 50. I think it was 50. And they had Make 50 Great Again hats, like the Make America Great hats. And she just got like, people were trying to cancel her and like, oh, she's pushing her politics. And that's not okay. It's like, but it's okay when you guys push the other side. And it's not that she was even doing that though. It was just her
that
mom's
is actually
birthday.
my opinion though. I have no problem if someone's pushing their politics if I agree with it. I'm
He's
the
honest.
entire you've got to be neutral. No. I think there is a correct morality, there is a correct opinion, and that's why I want pushed. And if you do not push the correct morality, someone else will push theirs on yours.
She might be, conservative or whatever, but it was just an innocent birthday party.
I
And there
doubt
was
she
somebody
is,
in the
to be honest.
background. There was somebody in the background that had like the police shirt with the flag and the blue line.
And blue line, yeah.
And people were they were like so mad at her for that. It's like it was her mom's birthday party, and I liked her. I'm not gonna look up the tweet now. We already talked about it, but her tweet was very like classy about it, basically, where it was like, it's just my mom's birthday party, basically telling everyone to just calm down. And she also, her grandma, people love her grandma because her grandma's like, you're gonna make it far in Hollywood. You got a great rack. So her grandma said to her. Everyone's like, based grandma.
That's why people have latched onto her, because like she's not playing the game of, oh, I know this is the only reason why I've got roles, but I really hate the fact that it is, and I really just wish people could like me for my brain. And it's like, no, she just realized reality and said it, which is why people latched onto her. Yeah, but this would have been normal like just a few years ago, and now it's unique, which is why people latched onto her. But if anything, I think other people should see her as essentially the way forward and just start imitating it. Like, nobody wants to hear from the people that were famous 20 years ago, now can't do the same role, and like, I just really wish there was more roles for old, ugly people.
Yeah. I hear you when you're talking about, like, it doesn't bother me when someone pushes politics as long as I agree with it. But from a business model sense, right?
Oh, yeah.
From a business model sense, I think virtually all businesses should be apolitical. Right, you want to appeal because if you do get political, you're going to alienate about half of your audience. At least here in America, right? An American way to think of it. You're going to alienate about half your audience if you do decide to take a political side. So from a business sense, I don't think people should be necessarily promoting their personal politics. But I hear what you're saying when it comes to that.
Yeah, if they want to make money, 100%. The issue is that position itself. It acts as if businesses are neutral organizations that only care about profit, which is the way it used to be. But now businesses have employed a load of people who they don't care about the profit, they care about themselves. And so because they've employed a load of people from one perspective, they're just going to push that perspective, and they don't care whether the business loses money anymore. So the business itself is no longer a neutral organization. And so we're never going to get back to that point. And I think that asking for neutrality means you will lose, because they're pushing a position and you're not. And so the only solution is to push back the other way to end up in the middle somewhere. So they're trying to push this way, you push this way, and you may end up in the middle that way. But if you ask for neutrality and they don't, you're just going to end up somewhere over here, and you will always lose. Businesses are not the neutral, non-individual perspective that they used to be.
So I think it's in Hollywood, at least, when you stay quiet on where you stand politically, people just assume that you lean more conservative because it's so popular to be, liberal in Hollywood. I think she stayed pretty quiet, which I don't think that means that she's conservative. Maybe.
No, she also went to the GLAAD Awards, by the way.
Okay, so there you go. But I do appreciate when these celebrities do stay quiet, because it's really annoying to watch them attack their fans, or, there's one thing, like, if somebody hates, who you stand for, like, the election's coming up. If you vote Trump, I hate you. That stuff's really annoying. Has an
opinion on any of this stuff.
She probably, I don't know. She might.
Don't think she doesn't strike me as the deepest philosophical thinker, to be honest.
How fucking dare you?
Xray's like, what I come back to?
I heard what you were talking about, but like, it's either that or she has an opinion and she knows well enough based on observation that she shouldn't put that opinion out there.
Yeah,
it's one or the other.
I think that's smart, because like Ryan said, you alienate your audience either way, so it's better to just stay quiet on it. In this business, like, I agree with Disparu. Someone in the chat said, that they agree with Disparu, like with your friends. You kind of, but even then, man, it's so annoying. Like, I lost friends because of politics and stuff, and I wasn't even like hardcore into it. But you're right. Like, if you're gonna get mad over that stuff, you're right with that. But it's just it's been crazy since 2020. Everything is just nuts.
I do think it's a very American thing for people to get super upset about politics, but ever since the coup, it has significantly plagued the world, because that was not just about medical illnesses at that point. And so it's really infected the world to make a stance on something like that, which is politics.
Yeah. So going back to her, sticking with like her looks and taking roles according to that. I'm curious about this boxing role that she's taking. They could still make her cute in it, but I'm wondering if that's her trying to kind of show off her acting chops a bit more without using her looks. I don't know what's coming. I forgot.
Wasn't she just in a movie where she was a fucking nun?
Was she?
Yeah. Y'all just care about her tits. You don't care about her actual
Sorry,
roles.
that's all I hear.
True.
Let me see.
I'm pretty
Is that
sure
true?
she was.
Let me see. I'm looking it up.
Sydney. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
He's gonna get it first, probably.
No, but
Sweeney
she said with Madam Web,
Immaculate. Yeah.
Yeah.
the reason why she did the movie is to
Oh.
get contacts in Sony rather than for the actual movie role. But it does seem like she's doing a load of movies that nobody knows about.
I mean, I think
Like
that's
like
kind of
indie movies.
normal. Like, especially for somebody who just recently really blew up, who 2 years ago you've been working,
True.
you signed on
Yeah,
for this. Like,
there'll
I
be a
think
lag.
that's normal.
Yeah.
So, has anyone here seen the Barbarella movies? It was Jane Fonda, right? Well, this is what we're
I'm
talking
familiar
about.
with that. I've never fucking
never
seen
I think
seen
it.
it.
anyone's seen them.
Yeah, so a new I almost said Barbarella movie starring Sydney Sweeney, eyes Jane Goodman,
Isn't
and
that how
Honey
she
Ross
said
to
umbrella in the
co-write.
song?
What?
Umbrella in the song. I don't know who sung the pop song. I just know it's
Umbrella.
this. Yeah, it's the
Oh,
strangest way
Umbrella,
that anyone has
Rihanna.
said
I
umbrella
didn't
in the
know what he-
entire
I didn't know what
world.
he was
She's
saying.
like umbrella. Hey, it's like what the hell?
Umbrella.
Yeah.
We're gonna get karaoke Ryan again. You almost got him.
I bring a
be fair,
saxophone
Ryan
and
can
Ryan will
sing.
sing.
Of all the people that I did not expect to have a good singing voice, it would have been Ryan.
Yeah. Sometimes,
Triple threat.
I've got a piano here at the house. Sometimes I bust it out.
Right, careful with that one. We saw what happened in Doctor Who.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm never
It's
going
not
near one
exactly
again.
like that. There's only.
Bring their piano
Can
again.
I play any piano?
I'm piano-
You
Pianophobic.
play piano. I've heard it.
Okay, there we go. I didn't know if I remembered or not. But now, if we're at a place and they start playing like 2005 era hip hop or rap songs, I also may continue to. I'll grab a mic. Who knows what could happen?
He's ready.
Mhm.
My favorite video.
He's got a
is
death drop
the
somebody.
Vegas video. You were like rapping or something, and there were like
The ludicrous part.
yeah, and there were like these two girls going gaga over you.
There was some fat black woman that really wanted to catch some dick that night.
Okay, I didn't say it. He did.
I can find the video, I think.
He's like, I can prove it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, while he's looking for that, and okay, we'll look up. So he's looking for that video. Mark of Reality for 5. Thank you, Ryan. She's wearing this because she only shaved the upper part of her boobs. Oh, the gamer chick. Thank
That's
you, Mark.
nasty.
Eric Stratton's been a member for 7 months. Thank you. The only thing keeping her milkers from dropping to the ground are her arms. Oh, this is the gamer girl. We're catching up, guys. Sorry.
Oh my god.
All right.
Lofty Beardo. Oh my god. For $4.99. I think she's right, guys. Our gaming chats are just too toxic. Also, those boobs are a solid 6.4.
I wouldn't even get that. It's like the weight.
Did you find it?
I'm not sure it's that
Yeah.
impressive. No, if you're slim and they're that big, that's impressive. But otherwise,
Oh, sorry.
I think this is
Oh,
the
this
one.
is the one. This is the
We
one.
were at
Yeah.
karaoke. So this is a karaoke place in Vegas that in between every person's karaoke song, they just play a regular song, right? To get people on the floor dancing, like whatever. And so they played Yeah. And I don't know how old everybody is here, but for me, I'm 35 years old. Like
Listen, I love me
Hey,
some
probably like
Usher.
8th grade, freshman
the
year.
anthem.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. I swear it charted for like a year straight. It was
It
insane.
did.
Yeah, it was on
It did.
all the time. And everybody's out there dancing and stuff. And, the mics are up there. The chick who's running the karaoke is getting people amped up. And I know that Ludacris's verse is about to come on. And nobody's up there. And I'm like, you know what?
It's my
feel like-
time.
I feel like it's my time
I
to
was
shine.
born for
Oh
entire
my
life.
god.
Were you here for this, Xray?
No. Wait, are we gonna get the girls? This is
I'm pausing it so that we don't
we don't
get
get
like
clipped.
Oh, that-
Yeah.
That's
that's a
why
good
I'm trying to
point.
sing
That's a
above
very
it. I'm
good point.
sorry.
Why
Yeah,
does Disparu look so like it's like he's watching a documentary? America.
yeah, this is
I'm
America right here.
Judgment, judgment.
A white
No, it's like,
man.
I'm sorry. I'm
Go ahead.
37, but I kind of like. Does anyone really expect this to have been like my kind of music at this time?
Bro,
Yes.
Yes.
Dude, sophomore year of high school is when I had my G Unit chain. This was my fucking jam. Anything that was on hip hop radio station, I knew
Let's see.
everything.
When
He
was
had
the,
G-Unit. He
the
had the
song
sneakers and he felt
released?
so cool.
2004.
It's like
Okay.
even I know
Wow.
the song, but like hip hop and me were never.
I was
never
I
my
was
thing.
just entering high school almost at this point. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and here we go. Then I really got into it at this point.
There it is! Those two girls! Look out.
No. Oh my god, her dress is like doesn't fit.
It reminds me of someone.
They're like buses.
Look
Look
at
at
Oh,
her.
look at her face! That's a thumbnail.
Like, I can't believe that what this white boy just did.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I can't believe you did that either. But I mean, at the same time, not
that
surprised.
reaction is great. She was impressed.
Yeah. They were like surprised, like, what the fuck? Look at
Look
her
at
too.
this
Like,
little
what the
white
fuck
boy.
just happened?
Oh
America.
no, that's funny.
Ugh.
America. There you go, Disparu. Well, I
can
mean,
I
you were in
say?
Vegas, so
Black people love me.
Well, no, like if you got out like Dan Vask's various different cover songs, I'd probably know more of them than like hip hop. Different,
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but
different styles.
in Vegas, that type of music. Pitbull too is another good one that I love. Ooh,
Pitbull.
Hotel, motel, Holiday
Yeah.
Inn.
It's some oh, do you remember I feel like we went karaokeing last time we were in Vegas,
Yes.
maybe, and I did Despacito. Because nobody else, like, I could get about half the fucking words right, but I did the Despacito.
That's all you
song.
need.
It's like,
Yeah.
Just make the beat up with the rest of them, it'll be fine.
That's a great song.
That
I feel
is a
that's
good
That's
song.
always going to be a good song. But I have a
I'm
I have
pretty
a
sure it's
soft
about
spot
like
for-
fucking someone in a stairwell or
is.
something.
The most
something like that.
most Latin songs are about effing someone.
They
I
just
love. I have a
stairwells.
soft sput for some
That
reggaeton
sounds
songs, and a lot
sexy.
of them are about doing. I don't know what they're saying. It just sounds pretty, you know.
Yeah, all of them sound the fucking same, but
They
okay.
sound so pretty. And only a couple of them I like. I like more of the like Despacito. That's not reggaeton. though.
Bring me
That's
some
just-
salsa. I would love to salsa dance. It's been so long
Bring me
since
some
the
salsa.
last good salsa
Yeah,
dance
like
I
that.
had.
We're gonna
20
one of these
You're saying
days-
Mark has a tough time keeping up on the dance floor?
He's never salsa danced with me, so
I'll
no.
salsa dance with you.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to.
That's probably a stretch goal right there, to be fair.
That's true.
I've been saying I want to get a party bus with Xray, even if it's just me and her. We're gonna get a party bus. We're gonna have 2000s hits playing, and we're gonna have so much fun.
Okay, we should just go in the next hotel we're in. I'll just bring my speaker and it'll have good bass and we'll dance to that.
party.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Because I can do that. I love doing that.
What is there's a really kind of hot music, but I can't remember what it is. I know it's in a Schwarzenegger movie, where he gets his wife to be a spy or something. I can't remember what it's called.
True
Lies.
True Lies. Yeah.
What's the dance at the start of that? What kind of
start
music
of
is
that?
that?
The starter? Are you talking about the
What
dance
kind of
when-
music?
when
No,
they're
that
in the
is.
hotel
at the
room?
start of True Lies, there's a dance, and he's like dragging a woman by her leg across the dance floor and stuff. That is supposed to be like, I'm pretty sure
Oh.
that's renowned for being like the most
Is
sexual
that,
of all kind of dances.
People are
Like-
saying
I can't remember what it's
tango?
called. The
Is it
tango,
tango?
baby,
Oh,
tango.
Hey,
Yeah.
chat. Okay. I have danced a bunch of different dances, okay?
Oh,
The most-
you're gonna come up with some kind of Zoomer take where no, it's far more sexual because we
Not a
just shake
Zoomer.
our
No, no, no,
asses, which is like a
no.
really modern version
No,
of
I've done
dancing.
tango, I've done salsa, bachata is the most sexual dance.
Bachata is
Okay,
great.
I've
love
never
it.
even heard that. It
Yeah,
sounds like a form
it's
of
a
bread.
subsection in the Latin music, and it is very close, intimate. If you want, you don't have to be, but I've seen people just like, oh,
Well, yeah, but I think the difference is like the tang. I think modernity has lost kind of the sensual element of it, and now it's just like, just shag me. Whereas the tango is like seductive. I think that's the difference.
No, tango is
So-
seductive. Bachata's seductive. If we
'Cause a lot of
put
the
more
others is just
into,
like,
No, but
There-
Chet has way
it's over the
more.
you can do it
intimate.
casually versus a tango. It is tougher to do a what's the word for it? Improv version of tango, unless you can take the signals very well. And it's not a dance that a lot of people understand, whereas bachata is way more simpler than tango.
Isn't it, so I don't know if is it bachata like basically you're pretty fucking close and you're almost doing a two-step one way, two-step another way. You're moving your hips
Yeah.
with the other person. Yeah,
One,
I
two,
can do
three,
that
bump.
shit.
1, 2, 3, bump. 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
yeah.
bump.
Ryan's like,
Yeah.
sign me up. I got it.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. Whereas
No, it-
tango
no,
is
it
a lot
can-
more
It doesn't
difficult.
sound sensual at all. No,
Yeah.
sensual is more about teasing than anything else.
That can be sensual depending
Is
on
it
how
not
you do it.
teasing to like basically rubbing your dick up on somebody while you're dancing with them?
No,
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 they are
it's a bit
definitely
too-
some people do that.
I feel like
a
it's
bit
kind of
too
sensual.
Just no, it's sexual. It's not sensual. Like
Yeah, I think
one's
it's
seductive,
sensual
the
and
other's just like,
teasing.
here I am,
If I'm
just take me already.
sensual.
If I'm
Oh,
fully
okay.
clothed and I'm just kind
Here,
of,
let me bring
you
up a
feel my
bachata
dick a
dance.
little bit on.
I've
You feel my
I've
dick a
been
little bit
to-
when we're dancing. Yeah.
I've been to a lot of like Hispanic parties and stuff, and it could be bachata can be not as like people in the chat are like it's straight up having sex. It's not always.
Yeah,
it
that-
depends
I
on
don't
how
think that's
close
sensual
you
at
get.
all.
Like you could make it more just like
Here, I'm gonna share, and we won't have
Yeah.
to play the music, but
here we
Yeah,
go.
so
Here
you
we
get
go.
an
Something.
idea.
But there's a lot of like what Ryan said. There's different ways to do it. Like the two-stepping and is a big part of it.
It's a bit difficult to see at 3 FPS, but we'll try and work it out.
Shh, stop.
What?
I
Like
see
no,
it.
Xray Girls Internet is the only one that can't play a video.
Wait, is it not playing
I
at
think
all?
It's fine.
It's
I
playing. I
think
see
fine.
it.
It's at like 15 FPS. with
I
Not
can
for
do this
me.
with somebody. I can do this with somebody.
I think
Yeah,
the
and it
tango-
doesn't have
the
to be
tango from
right up
True Lies
close.
is so much
Yeah,
harder
that's what I
than
mean.
this.
That's what I was trying to get at. It doesn't have to be up close, but it is a very sensual dance. But yeah, like I've been to
I
a
think
lot
the
of
Almost
tango
with
is
the
way
tango,
better
it's
than
like
the
parties.
like you can't just like hop on there. It just because you have rhythm and you watch somebody do something for a couple seconds or 30 seconds, you can't just do the tango. Like that is
That
it's like
is
a
a lot
skill.
more difficult.
Yeah, it's like a
Definitely more
skill.
skilled.
whereas this one, as long as you have fucking rhythm, you're good.
You can do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
I consider that a downside though. Like
I love how Disparu and Ryan like I could do that, and then the next stream is Disparu and Ryan doing it.
Well, we'll see. If you guys want to, like, I can bachata with you, and we'll see if you have
two are the
rhythm.
ones that are going on some big long car thing
That's a
together.
dangerous proposition.
Oh, that's true. That's true, technically. But I miss
Calm
salsa
down,
dancing.
Xray.
That's
Xray
why
Girls
I
trying
like
to set up
miss
chicken.
it. It's chicken.
Chicken. What?
No,
What?
Lady G said she was talking about gay chicken. She's like, yeah,
Gay
my husband
chicken,
will
yeah.
never
Oh yeah,
lose that.
Samba is another one. Dan Bask can teach you. Yeah, that's another one. Samba. You were saying they'll watch you do that. Yeah, look what you did. Real quick, some super chats. Ginger Adventure for 2. Thank you. Xray, how did you Ryan on some Knob Creek? What?
What?
The fuck does that mean?
I
I
don't know.
swore.
It says it's not sexual. It's how did you get Ryan on? Some Knob Creek, which is a whiskey. So
Oh.
sorry,
I
it's a
gave
bourbon.
him-
It's a bourbon.
I gave him
Wayne
whiskey.
Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky,
yeah.
99 maple cask.
But it
something.
wasn't for the show specifically. I just delivered a bunch of
You're just like, you owe me one.
woo-woo books to him, like a bunch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's like, "Hey, can I ship something to your place?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I get fucking like just a stack on stack and stack of these just random ass books
You did
that
that.
I'm
You did that for
carrying
my-
from carrying from my mailbox like all the way to my place. Like, what a
She
fucking
did
pain
that.
in the ass.
She did that when she came to Buffalo. It wasn't a lot. It was a couple of boxes, but she's like, "Can I send some
Yeah.
stuff to your mom?" We were going
because
to
they
Buffalo.
always charge extra to come
Yeah.
to Canada.
No,
I got
I get
alcohol
it.
out of it. I'm not going to complain.
Like, I'd get stuff from Linus Tech Tips, like text things, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying the shipping, so I never do.
Golden nuggets for £2. Thank you. My favorite YouTubers and Ryan. Thank you. Ken Lipson. Top 3 movies all time go. Only 3? Thank you for the 5. That's tough.
Mulan, always number 1.
Lion King is always number 1 for me.
Yeah, I don't,
Mean
I don't,
Girls.
Hook.
top 3 movies, period, or like
Yeah,
just
it's
Period
like-
is hard.
When you
I
come to
only
the
look
entire
at
list-
Lion King.
Done.
I don't generally think of things like if you want.
I'm gonna go
like,
with
if you want my most watch,
Lion
would probably be
King.
Broken Arrow of all time. Like I
Lion
could watch Broken
King,
Arrow tomorrow.
Hook, The
Hook is great.
Notebook, because I'm a girl.
The Notebook.
I mean, that's the top 10. I'm gonna say Hook and Lion
The
King are
Notebook is
definitely
another
top
chick
2.
flick thing. Like she's
It's
gonna
a
say the
chick- it is a
pianist
chick
next.
flick.
I've
I've never seen that.
I would put The Departed up there. I love
Oh, The Departed is so good. It really is.
it's a fucking awesome
Ah.
movie. Great cast as well. For as long as they stick around, at least. What else? I mean, how can you not put something like Empire? Like for me, Empire
Or Star Wars
movie, but Revenge of the Sith is my favorite movie. I don't know. How do you leave out Lord of the Rings? It's tough to say one
hard. I
Rings
just picked
movie and
3
not
that
just
I
the whole
liked.
trilogy.
Mhm.
Yeah, not be your
Yeah.
top 3. I mean,
Yeah.
It'd be easier to say. It'd be easier to say like, what are your top 3 Disney movies? That'd be like an easier like.
Oh,
Or
top
That's
3
easy for
Disney?
me.
Are we talking
series
about
of
old
movies,
Disney
like,
or
you
new
count them all
Disney or
together.
all of it?
Anything altogether. For Disney, it would be Lion King, Peter Pan, and Beauty and the Beast.
It's like the things in my background are Underworld, Mission Impossible, The Matrix, and John
Peter Pan
Wick.
stuff all over.
Like
Yeah.
those are the things that I could watch repeatedly. And Broken Arrow, because that's the thing. It's like, which one would be the better movie, or which one has so much rewatchability that you could watch it forever?
Yes, exactly.
It
and
depends how you judge these things.
that's
Aladdin's
why
probably
Blades
my
of Glory is
favorite.
up there.
Blades of Glory.
Shut up.
Random.
I love
Like we know one.
rewatching it.
She's only
Okay?
watched 3 movies. It's fine.
Aladdin's probably my favorite Disney movie.
Aladdin's
Mulan.
great. That'd be in 5.
I
would
cried
add,
so
if
many
it was
times.
a top 5, Aladdin and what else would I have in there? Probably Alice in Wonderland, because I like the Disney Renaissance, but then the old school stuff like Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland
Yeah.
stuff.
Ooh,
Fun
300's
fact:
up there,
Jasmine
too.
is the youngest Disney princess.
She's
How old is
16
she in
She's
it?
16 years old. She's not a child.
15 or 16.
Well, that was Ariel, actually. She says that. She says, I'm 16 years old. Wait,
Yeah.
her and Ariel 16.
I
Sorry, I
think
just quoted
Jasmine.
Ariel.
I think Jasmine's 15. And let's face it, it's a fucking Muslim country, and they're marrying her off. So, I mean,
yeah,
come
because
on.
they say by the time she turns 16, right? Like in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And I believe she is
Aladdin's
the
a good one,
only.
too.
I don't know if that's true. I read somewhere that like she's the only princess who's younger than the prince, which would be weird, but I don't know.
I don't know either.
Hard to
Yeah,
say.
actually, I feel like Aladdin would be in my top 5 too. I don't know.
Aladdin's
Hook is
fucking awesome.
definitely-
Good
Hook isn't
songs.
Disney, but
Prince
I have a Hook
Ali, mighty
tattoo.
is he, Ali Ababa. A Whole New World is fantastic. You can't beat that one.
Did you guys watch? Did anyone here watch
Totally
Ted, the
karaoke
show?
that.
The
Ted
Ted
the
show?
No, I didn't bother
Did you see
watching
it?
that.
It was funny. It was funny. It wasn't like
Exo!
everyone's here. He said General Shang. So I thought the TED show was actually pretty funny. It wasn't like woke or anything. And there was an episode where, because it takes place like around the time Aladdin came out when he's like in high school, and they're like the kids are all a whole new worlding, and they're on top of cars dressed like Aladdin and Jasmine, and there's like all these kids in the emergency room because they're falling off the cars. Like,
Oh
and, like, they're
no.
flying on carpets. Yeah.
That's funny. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
watch that episode.
He's like, well, I'll watch that one. It's good. So okay, Disparu's taking a break. Let's catch up. I feel bad because
We got a ton of soups.
We
I'm
got
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's like, you skip mine, you skip mine, you
I
skip
know, and
mine.
I'm like, I did
We
not.
got a
We're
lot.
gonna
We
get
Here,
got a
I'll do
lot,
this.
yeah.
I'll do this.
Here, go ahead. Go ahead.
Stephen DeLeon for $2. Xray hates trans kids confirmed. No, we don't.
I do.
They exist.
like,
How do you
Donna-
hate something that doesn't exist? You know, I don't know.
Oh my God. Donna Hall for 5 says there is an actual alien limb syndrome where the person truly believes the limb is foreign to them.
Yes.
That requires research, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If somebody came in and said that, would they just cut their fucking arm off?
Nope.
You know.
Therapy.
Well,
Probably
yeah,
not.
and let's say that science did investigate and like, no, they definitely believe this. Should you do it anyway? This is the whole point. Should you allow someone to do whatever they want, even if it's bad for them? It's like,
There is at least in some of the hospitals I've worked at, an ethics department. Whether it's very good or not, I don't see those types of things because I don't typically watch all diagnoses play out. So, no
I do
idea.
I do a lot of shit that's bad for me. Should we let people smoke?
I think there's a difference between smoking and removing your
Okay,
arm.
but you're letting someone do something that is inherently not healthy for them. So you're talking
Same
about
thing with
where
drinking.
you're talking about where do you draw the line? It's kind of the same
Mhm.
question there, right? It's the same argument. And obviously people have different spots where they draw the line, but whenever you do give the government authority to tell you when you can or cannot do something.
Well, this is the thing.
You have
Americans tend to assume that the only choice is the state does it. It's like, no, society can do it. It's fine. This is the way that England used to be. Like when you had a king, it's like, yeah, there was a king, he had ultimate power, but he was also one person, so he actually couldn't focus on the rest of the country. Like it's physically impossible for him. So we came up with a state where essentially your local tribe, your local town would decide. And if they thought something was wrong collectively, you wouldn't do it because you'd be kicked out of the tribe and then you just starve to death.
Yeah, so
you end up with little local rules.
That's the difference. Is now you can't like kick somebody out of their property or whatever. But what needs to come back is shaming people. That's what 100%. Needs to come back.
I agree.
That's 100%
Bring bullying
needs to
back.
come back. Yeah, bullying and shaming needs to come back in society instead of acceptance of everything.
Yeah, this is the difference. The soft power and hard power. Soft power is the societal shame where you will be shamed. People won't want anything to do with you, but you can still do it behind closed doors. So you still have the option to do it. Whereas hard power is just, it's illegal to do it and you can't do it anywhere. And this is, especially English society used to be, you can do whatever you want as long as you do it in your own home. And then when you went out in public, you obeyed the public rules. And nobody knew what you did in your privacy of your own home, but in the privacy of your own home, you can do anything because it's your castle.
So
sorry.
I hear the TV.
Do you?
Who's watching 60 Minutes? Who is that?
We always do with Wicked, like periodically.
It's all right.
That's
my
true.
bad. I didn't mean to call you out.
No, this is part of the show. We always get in a fight with Disparu. So, Jose Antonio Rodriguez Nunez for 50 Mexicans says, "Hello, guys. Did you watch Baby Reindeer? I like it. I really like it. If you watched it, did you like it? I didn't love the content. I thought it was an interesting story that is probably a little too close to home for a lot of people."
Yeah, hard to watch for some people.
I
There's
think
some
so.
scenes that were very hard to watch. I would say I liked
The
it.
amount of times I had to fend women off with a stick, I tell you.
Yeah, like again, if this woman was attractive, do you think this would be a story?
No,
They'd
I
be
talked
fucking
about
married.
that.
He
I was
also
gonna
wouldn't be
say.
complaining, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just if you watch it, we're not even hinting at that. Anyways, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I haven't watched it.
J.H. Schwalbach for $21 says, "I'm so glad I've installed Ryan's joke AI translator. Thanks for the save. This is not a joke."
It's because you guys didn't understand the fucking joke he told earlier about Jeremy being raised as a barnyard animal by his parents who are now in jail. And I had to explain it. And now I'm having to explain this fucking same joke to the same person.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm so sorry. I'm so dumb. I appreciate that. Old Renaissance Boomer for $9.99 says, "1, Xray girl, we're all crazy. Though I think we all see the opposite gender as unpredictably so. 2, even Bill Mayer gets it. If
Mar.
8-year-old Mar, sorry.
Yeah.
If 8-year-olds knew what they wanted, the world would be cowboys and princesses." I can agree with that.
Well, I'm just not going to take advice from someone who has a bedtime. I don't care. Like, your opinion means nothing to me.
If you wouldn't let someone choose what they have for dinner, you shouldn't let them choose whether they're a boy or a girl.
Hey, and I can say that with tattoos, with driving, what else? Drinking, drugs. So
Voting. I
yeah,
don't think women should vote, but yeah.
Based.
there we go. So whatever helps your argument. So Ginger Adventure for $10 says, "They went straight to meds and behavioral therapy for me. Behavioral therapy helps most psych issues. Exposure response prevention is a big part of helping desensitizing bad thoughts."
Yeah, I've heard about exposure therapy and like making yourself face up and actually think about those things that are like really deeply bothering you. I've heard it has varying success for some people. But yeah.
There's also the other idea that most therapies are designed for women. Women really get on with being affirmed emotionally and thinking about this stuff and having someone go, "No, your feelings matter." But men, it actually just drags it up for them a lot of the time, and it's better for them just to move on and leave it pass. So I think there should be at best 2 different methods for 2 different people, rather than thinking we're all the same, because we're not.
The therapy I've been exposed to, so highlights a lot of stuff that you wouldn't think, and it's empathizing a lot of different situations versus affirming behavior. So I think it depends on who you are with. Potentially.
Yeah, it depends if you're a man or a woman. Like think about self-improvement, right? So women, it's a lot of, no, you can do it. You can be the best version of yourself. I'm so powerful. I can go and lift that next weight. And men are like, if I don't lift this next weight, all my children are going to die.
No.
It's entirely different
that.
things that men and women respond to.
I understand that, but it depends on the therapist you're with. And like, obviously, I'm a female. I didn't get affirmed to say that like my feelings were valid in that sense. I got called out by my therapist saying, well, guess what? Maybe you should think and empathize how other people think in that situation versus your selfish feelings.
Yeah, but would he have ever told you your feelings were irrelevant and they don't matter and you should just grow up? Because I think
they
that's what a lot
didn't
of
say
men
they were
need.
irrelevant.
Not
but
necessarily in that way, but I do think that for people to have constructive therapy, if they're going to go through it, the first step is like being able to trust that person that's talking to you and understand that they understand where you're coming from. Otherwise, any advice they may give you when they do call you out, when they do say you need to change, it's probably not going to hit very well if you don't think that they actually understand what you're feeling. Yeah. Right.
So there we go. We have Warren
I
B
missed a lot.
No worries, no worries. I know you had to go to take a break. Warren B for 5 says, this is just a bankroll. Big pharma and bad psychologists keep them dependent on treatment. Wow, for the rest of their lives. I'll let you take over now.
Okay. Yeah. So I covered that earlier. I do think, of course, there's in every profession, there's good and bad people. But with therapy, I think there is quite a bit that they're just looking to get paid. So when they see a little problem, they just throw medication at it. And I'm not coming at everyone because I know there's a couple, like we even know a couple people that are, therapists that aren't terrible humans that wouldn't do that. But there's a lot of people that would. I actually had a friend who I was pretty close with. Not that she does this, but she always would talk about like what to prescribe to people. Like I was friends with her while she was in college going for her degree, and like, oh, well, if he was, prescribed this, he'd be better at this or that. And I always would counter like, okay, but what if he doesn't need that and he just needs to deal with issues going on in his head, and not just be medicated and have, because my thing with medication is I know sometimes people need it. I'm not downing that, but when you become reliant on medication, if you try to get off that medication, you're worse than you were before because your brain and everything relied on it. That's how I look at it. Some people do need it, but I feel personally that it might cause more problems. I've seen it with family members of mine that have just gotten very bad mentally because of it. So I don't know if I want to say I'm against it because some people need it to live, but I guess I would be leaning more against medication. If that makes
it's
any
also
sense.
a very American thing. The amount of Americans have gone to like, I was in therapy or have been to therapy compared to over here. Like over here, you're probably in very low single digits have ever been. And I think if you look at the stats,
Does that happen
like,
when I
people
left?
used to not be in therapy, but they used to be happier. That like were more fulfilled. They were less depressed. They were on all of this stuff. And like the more we focus on feelings and think, no, we need to treat our feelings, the worse it gets.
Do you know why this is? It's very simple. Because we are like the most prolific country in the world. Like nobody has any real fucking problems here, right? In all these other countries, there's some real shit going on, right? You go to fucking London, you're probably going to get raped by a fucking Somali, right? Brazil, do you think Brazilians need to go to therapy while they're busy swimming through the trash in their own fucking shithole country? No. So, like the best, most prosperous country in the world, we're going to be the only ones that the things that are so not important, we end up thinking are important because everything else is fine. So
yeah,
if you live in a dog shit country, you're probably not going to need therapy.
It's like Big Brother. They put them in one room in a house, and then suddenly writing on a chalkboard the shopping list becomes the biggest thing in their entire life.
Disparu is a fan of Big Brother, by the way.
So am I. I love Big Brother. Have you ever watched that, Ryan?
The British.
You ever get
Big
into
Brother.
that? Oh, he likes the British Big Brother.
I tried to watch the American one. I couldn't.
I never got into
style.
I never got into Big Brother, but I mean, obviously, when we were all growing up is when reality TV like peaked.
Jersey Shore lover over here.
Yeah, it's like it was crazy because we are all from the era where MTV and VH1 shifted from music videos and shit to all-time reality, like Rock of Love, Tila Tequila, like the Real World, The Challenge, like or Real World Road Rules Challenge, like all this shit, challenge. Right? Where these cultural channels, these music channels, all of a sudden became reality TV. And that's when our society started going downhill.
I like that. So Big Brother was good when it first started, but now it's like the production gets too involved and it's not as much reality. But I liked Big Brother because it was a psychological challenge as well as a physical challenge, and that's what I liked about it. But you can tell
Survivor,
so much that, that too. You could tell,
Milf
like
Manor.
Wiley just said, Disparu.
Yeah.
Disparu loves MILF Manor.
He loves MILF Manor.
Survivor
still.
I've got to catch up.
90 Day Fiance. Have you guys ever seen any of that shit?
I love 90 Day.
I never got into
No
that
Neck
stuff.
Ed?
Yeah, like that shit is so. To be honest, there is some. It's like a train wreck, right? Because
the
you see,
Osbournes.
there's like multiple different like versions, but one of them, it's like, okay, this 60-year-old ugly, out of shape, socially awkward woman finds a 21-year-old lover in fucking Indonesia who, bro, I love you so much. She goes there and they're completely incompatible. He's just looking for a ticket to go to America. And it's very obvious to everyone, but they're delusional. There's something funny about watching people destroy each other's lives.
The best Big Brother series I ever saw, there was one woman in it, and I don't know what it was about her. She was kind of attractive. She was like a 7, but her pheromones there must have been something about her. Every single man in this house went wild for her, and she ended up walking out of there with like some multi-millionaire who was like in London and stuff. But she went around every single guy in that house, and the moment anyone saw her, they were like. Was
she the best option? Was that it?
But I don't even think she was the best option in the house. No, there was just something about her that
she was willing. She was willing.
She was willing.
Yeah,
crazy and willing.
I don't know whether it was willing so much because there were some people who there and would have been willing, but again, I think it comes down to seduction versus seduction and sensuality versus just I will bang you. You know, it's like she. I think she played it a bit more close to her chest kind of thing than everyone else. It's just like open to it about everything. I don't know. I think in general society had lost something in that regard. Like everything is too just obvious now. Too blunt.
Yeah, it's reality TV used to actually be wild when they just let them loose. Basically, like they didn't need it to be scripted. I'm sure.
Actually,
the German. Have you seen the German ones? The German one, they had to
I would
stop.
rewatch that.
No, I only heard about it. The German one, they had to stop and because they were handing out contraceptions and they just ran out and stuff. And they went so wild they had to like split them up because they wouldn't
Is
stop.
there no Amazon in Germany?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, condoms are for gay people.
Because in the UK, there was always this element of, well, we want them to get it on, and then the moment they did, everyone was like, oh, well, I wish I hadn't done that. That's a bit uncouth, really, to do that on TV. So it's a bit disgusting, whereas the Germans were like, hey!
Let's just go. Yay.
Sorry, children that are watching for Xray Girl.
Yes.
For Extra
Speaking
Girls,
of children,
Thank you.
Ryan's gay hair for $2 says, Ryan, you're gay.
Does it look gay today?
No,
right.
I don't think it looks gay.
She had to think,
wait, who's more gayer haircut, Disparu or Ryan? That's a good thought.
Cat.
Well, mine might be like a gay man, and Disparu's is like a gay woman. So,
he gets called a lesbian. He's owned it now. He's the lesbian of the chat.
That's true.
The stream.
Here, I'll let you take over.
Nightmare for $2 based. Toby got to make out with no bra, Mary Jane.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's why he's the
Lucky
best
him.
Spider-Man.
He is the best Spider-Man. Thank you. He's my favorite. And I feel like it's a nostalgic thing because for me growing up, that was the first live action superhero movie I watched. And I also had a major crush on him. Someone sent me, I have a signed Toby. I'm actually kissing. It's the kissing scene. I'll get it in a second.
That's cool.
That's
That's
great.
cool.
Shout out to Wiley for sending me that. Thank you. King's Advisors for $9.99. We are T-minus 29 days until House of Dragon season
I'm
2.
so excited.
Which house
He makes
are
it sound like
you
you better end the stream at that time. Otherwise, I'm off.
It's King's. Have you ever seen him? He's serious.
He'll be gone.
Yes,
He'll be
I-
I
gone.
can't wait.
Everyone's excited
on.
as fuck. King's Advisors. That's going to be incredible.
I am just excited to see this, like the destruction of, and I know like greens and blacks are technically against each other, but still Targaryen against Targaryen violence.
Mhm. Do not miss the first episode. For people that have read the book, people that have read Fire and Blood, you know what I'm talking about. The first episode is going to be like internet breaking, you know?
Oh, because like even the last episode,
Look at that.
of
Got it.
course,
And I
with
love
the
this.
which son was it that was on the
Lucerys.
dragon? Yeah, and I was like, no. So if it's even worse than that, it's like,
Well, listen, this isn't really a spoiler because there is a teaser out there of Daemon saying, well, a son for a son. So
So we know what's going to happen there. Yeah.
you think you know, you don't.
Red
I'm
wedding.
avoiding the
Oh my
books for
God.
that reason.
The red wedding
ish.
traumatized
It's not as
me
bad as that.
because Richard Madden. That's my celebrity crush.
I-
I had to watch that.
So obviously
Awful.
that was like very shocking to me. If they play out what is done in the book, like this is more disturbing.
This is more
Really?
disturbing than the red wedding. Ooh.
I can't wait. First episode.
I mean, if Damon is
excited.
involved, I would not be surprised. I haven't read the books, but
But like Matt Smith, he is not
He's
a good
crushing
looking
it.
man, but like
He
he,
looks
is
okay
like
as
so
Daemon.
sexy.
it's weird. Like I wouldn't go that far. I would say he looks all
He's
right.
sexy.
She's like, I would.
No, no,
he's
he's
weird
not
looking.
good looking.
He has a
He's
weird face. Yeah, he has a
Absolutely.
weird face.
He's weird looking, but he has a presence. It's kind of the same way. There's a lot of women who like think Adam Driver's really fucking like that.
Yeah, he also
He's
has a weird
sexy,
face.
but he's also like a weird fucking looking
I
dude.
think
Yeah.
he looks like Napoleon Dynamite.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to watch him in Doctor Who because I feel like that's gonna like just even amp up this whatever feelings I have. So sorry,
My
Marcus
favorite-
in the chat.
You like the darkness of the character. That's what
There you
attracts
go.
Like,
I
this
guess
is a
he
man
agrees.
doing this.
No,
And
it wasn't even that.
Masculinity has always been
What?
about like the monster which is restrained.
It
and
was
that's what
it
that
was
is.
his loyalty to his wife, which was Rhaenyra at the time, that like really switched me over at that moment. So
When he
at least
stabbed
for
the
his
guy that
character,
came
You
at
mean like
her?
when he choked her?
sure,
That's why you liked him, right?
sure, we'll go with
I-
that.
I get you.
I love how he goes that way, and I go and like when he defended her, and she's like, no.
Sure,
Ryan
well, all of it. When he
Oh my
defended her,
God.
he got to choke her. Great.
Every woman likes that. Come on.
I mean, it was me that said that. It was the necklaces, and then Wicked immediately went, "I like chokers." It's like, oh, okay.
No,
No, that
Xray
was
says he
Ryan.
likes
Xray said
chokers.
that.
Oh, well, there we go.
said it
That's
was
just more proof for
Ryan.
Xray then.
She just tried to put it on Ryan. He didn't say anything.
I was talking about a
said
different
it was-
choking, but yes.
Wait, huh?
It
All right,
symbolizes
let's
the same thing.
continue. Jason
Okay.
Webster, thank you so much for the 10 Australian.
Oh no. I lost control of the stream a long time ago.
Yeah. Most of what's good life is the result of patience, dedication, passion, and hard work. We all deserve the opportunity to develop and utilize these qualities and enjoy life and accomplish goals/dreams. Thank you, Jason.
Thank
Very
you.
wholesome
Alright.
chat.
That was very wholesome in
It
comparison
was,
to what
thank
we were
you.
talking about.
Needed it.
Wait,
Lance
it's
for
just instant or
$4.99.
delayed gratification. The best things
I'm
in life
only-
are delayed gratification.
I'm only aware of Pierce Morgan because 1776 will commence again. What do you got to say about that, Disparu?
Well, when he went over there and all the Americans like, we hate him, it was just like, yeah, we hate him too. That's why you went over there in the first place.
You guys keep him. We don't want.
Yeah, it wasn't so much that he got a better opportunity. We kicked him out, and then we hated when he came back. It was the same with that other fat comedian that left your Saturday night show and
But
came
James
back. Nobody wanted him over here.
Corden,
And he's like
the
moaning that he's
karaoke
lost
guy.
money. It's like, yeah, because you left for a reason. We didn't like you in the first place.
Thunder Tums for $4.99. Hail, ladies and gents. Have any on the panel had a chance to check out the fan film Logan the Wolf? It's sick, awesome show. Thank you.
No.
No, I have not. I'll have to put that on the list. Jason Webster for another 5. Thank you. Artin Senna, with your mind power, determination, experience as well, you can fly very high in life. Thank you for all this motivational stuff, Jason. I feel like we need it. The stream went off the rails a little bit, but that
Off
usually
the rails.
happens. Off the rails. A
We
serious man.
still haven't. I guess we did talk about gamers against toxic masculinity. So we did talk about what was in the title.
At
Never
least
mind,
the
we're good.
main
We
thing.
did. We did. Sometimes that does happen though. We'll be like 5 minutes before we end up like, oh crap, we didn't talk about that. A serious man for $2 enjoying the real Saturday night tights. Thanks. That sounds like when you say it that way, it sounds like women's tights. Like I know Friday night tights is a thing, obviously, but for some reason when you say Saturday, never mind. I've had too much wine. Nightmare for
Saturday.
Yeah, you
$5.
stop while you're ahead. Yeah.
That was really like, where is she going? With
I don't
this?
know. And
No,
that's
it's
why.
Not in a bad way. I'm just saying it sounds like a woman's tights brand or something. I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
Skims.
Thanks for
All
Saturday night
tights sounds
Skims.
like
What
women's
the-
tights.
Maybe that's it.
Saturday
Maybe
night
that's-
Skims. Skims
How
a
do you-
max.
How does Ryan know what Skims are and you
Is
don't?
that a dirty thing?
No,
No,
it's Kim
Skims-
Kardashian's brand.
Kim Kardashian's brand to make fat women look not as fat.
It's
Oh,
like
I
a,
hate those leggings
It's
where they have a
body
different coloured
shaping
arse
shit.
because they've reinforced them to try and
Ah!
desperately shape
it's
the
like-
fat into something.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
want the tights that you could put garters on. I think those are cute. Then
They're
you don't have the
comfy.
whole body shaping business.
Yeah,
with
body
it.
shaping. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what Skims is. It's the Kardashian brand or just Kim. I don't know.
Does it
I
mean
suspect
stockings?
Wicked and Xray
No,
drinking
it's
together.
like up to the thighs, and then you put garters on it so it stays up.
Yeah, stockings and suspenders.
No, so stockings is all the way up, like where?
No, stockings and suspenders come up to the garter belt, and then
You
the-
could have
the
stockings that
suspenders
just go to your
It's
your
a British
knee.
thing. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's,
Yeah.
I'm Canadian. Whatever.
It's-
Sorry.
Sorry, I'm Canadian. I suspect Wicked and Xray drinking together IRL will go something like SpongeBob and Patrick at Goofy Goobers. I'm a Goofy Goober. Yeah, probably.
I honestly think, by the way, Sunday we should make it a drinking saucy
Yeah,
Sunday.
after we'll do a special
After FF.
after your
yeah.
yes. So the last time me and Xray were together IRL, she was on
Hadn't
a pretty hardcore diet. Poor Xray, like I had drinks and she was like, "Can I smell it?" You smelling my drinks?
I
And so
sniffed your
she
drinks.
even-
I felt like
she
a
did.
dirty, like drug addict. Be like,
She really
No.
wanted that Manhattan that I got at.
but like it was worth it because I
Cinco
lost
Bar.
like 20 pounds. But
Yeah.
like, whatever.
Yeah,
Just drink
that's
spirits.
fine. Next
It has
time,
no sugar.
next time we're gonna get drunk. We have to make up for lost time. Donna Hall for 5. Thank you. Should it be like Soylent Green? You go in at 65 and become a food chip.
I drank green juice today, so maybe I drank Soylent Green.
I was gonna- if
No,
it's gonna
you
be-
didn't. Soylent Green is humans.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
no,
don't
you
know
did
that.
not. You did not.
They're at least 2 years away from that in Canada at max.
Or
Like, well,
is
you
it
know,
This
here
we're
was
into
already?
during
recycling.
that talk. We missed it. Oh, Justin Martins for 5. Confirmed Ryan's moving to Canada when he turns 50.
I don't see much reason to live past 50.
Oh no.
Like, if at any point, like, I get to the point where it's like, I don't know if my dick will work anymore. It's like, what's the point of living?
Just rude.
Wow.
Like that
You
one.
know, your PP can work after 50. I promise you.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
seen
She
it,
works in healthcare.
unfortunately.
She
Just
what?
saying.
Wait, well, okay.
Unfortunately.
How many old
She's
man
working out there.
boners have you touched?
Not touched.
How many
but
old man
seen.
bonus does anyone want to touch?
But seen. That's the problem.
Although, no, over here, like old people's homes, the stories, apparently they're going at it.
Rampant
all the time.
gonorrhea. Yeah.
Well, it-
Yeah,
it
there's
is-
more STDs in a home than like some
They're
younger
you guys
people.
wanna
they
hear
walk down the
something?
corridor and it's just like room after room after
I
and
want-
they leave
I-
the doors open.
I really want to know what memory this triggered from Wicked right now. So,
I
what?
gotta tell you guys. No, I actually just found it out when I was up in Orlando and I was taking an Uber. This guy was talking to me about, I won't say the area. It was like probably about like 40 minutes or so from Orlando. And he was like, ask your friends that live over here about, I forget the name of the old folks home, but I Googled it and he was right. Apparently there's this old folks home and they are swingers. They use loofahs and they put loofahs like on their door and it's like what level they're at. Like if they got the red loofah, like they're real freaky. If they got the white loofah, they're just beginning. And I was like,
Bro, it's like, remember the
What?
wristband? Remember the wristbands that people would wear in
Oh,
Are you
yeah, the
school?
talking
traffic
about the
light
yellow
system.
ones
Yeah.
that when it first started, it actually
The
was
lime?
like kind of cute?
the
No,
light-
no,
What is
you
it
know,
called?
it's like-
Armstrong?
Yeah, it was
No,
like
no.
green, I'm up for it. Yellow, maybe.
No,
Red,
I know
I'm
what
with
Ryan's
somebody.
talking about because wasn't
Wait,
it like black
what?
meant that you weren't a
The traffic
virgin or
light
something like
system,
that?
Yeah, so there were different colors that you would wear your wristbands that would indicate like what you'd be down for, like hey kissing, hey blowjob,
Oh,
hey
the pink
whatever.
ones.
Like, yeah. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
Livestrong. I'm not talking about Lance fucking
No,
Armstrong.
I know what you're
One
talking
ball
about because
Lance.
it was all you could get them at like Hot Topic and stuff. Is that what you're talking about? Because I remember like
Yeah.
black, like if you were black, we're like 11. They're like that means you're not a virgin, and I'm like, ew, I still play with Barbies. What do you mean? I don't want to wear the black one now. Like I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, girls would wear it
Wrong
to say what they were down
wristbands.
for.
Wrong
I know.
wristbands I was thinking about.
Yes,
Okay,
you were.
Scooby Doo.
Now we got to find out what yellow meant.
I don't know.
Well,
I was
well,
Well,
thinking
she
about
worked like Canadian
Lance
Hawkeye.
Armstrong.
Yellow's just like, I want to live.
He's like, I'm not
please.
Neil Armstrong. She's so innocent. Reese the cripple for 10.
Resif the cripple.
Resif, sorry, thank you. The medical field isn't as exact science as it's made out to be. I was given a death sentence at birth, 25% chance to live, and if I did it, wouldn't be a life worth living. Wow.
Read the next super chat though.
Okay. Another one from Resif. Thank you for the 10. Meanwhile, I'm now 37, make 90K a year, and have been able to do things my parents haven't been able to do. That's
I'm glad to hear
a
that.
wonderful story. Yeah.
Well,
I
even
mean,
Lila. Have you Lila Hart?
yeah, the comedian. Chrissy's friend. Yeah.
Yeah, she has spina bifida, which doesn't have good prognoses, sorry. And she's living a pretty awesome life from what I've heard. So
Well,
from what I've seen, she's happy.
I've long said if you go through higher education and still value it, you didn't understand higher education. And it's the same with the sciences. There are some sciences which are worthwhile. It's not most of them. And they like to pretend they've got everything nailed down. And then, for instance, did you know there's actually science takes a leap forwards when a major scientist dies? And it's because a scientist will come forward with a theory, and that gets taught to everybody else underneath him as the main thing. So everyone has to believe it, because otherwise you won't get published. And then all of those scientists die, and then the next thing, which is actually correct or better improved, comes forwards when that was suppressed when those people were alive. No, the entire scientific field isn't what everyone puts it to be. Outside of the main ones, and even those. There's a thing in science that your scientific theory should be able to predict the future, and if it can't, then it's useless.
I'm listening. Sorry, I'm listening. I was just thinking about what Resif said. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's if you don't know, that's green-haired anti-liberal's brother who comes to a lot of the
I know who
meetups
that
and
is.
Oh,
stuff.
I had actually no
You met him.
idea.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I've seen her in chats. I've never actually met her, but okay.
Oh my
I can make the
gosh.
connection now. I know who that is. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. She's awesome.
Both, yeah, for sure. God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has spina bifida too.
He
Really?
said it in the chat. I saw
Oh.
that.
Did
I
he?
saw that. Yeah.
Did he? Did you? Oh, okay. Wow. Well, congratulations on living a wonderful life. That's amazing. Torgo the White for $2. Good job connecting Saucy Saturdays with Basecamp. Their boss.
Yeah, no, Basecamp are amazing. They may have issues where
Oh, it took me a
Or
second. to
side
connect that.
scrollers,
Okay.
maybe?
Side
Yeah,
scrollers.
side-scrollers.
Side scrollers. I thought it was Saucy Saturdays. We're both SS. So
they're the kind of people which really value the truth, and don't really have the line of there are some truths that maybe YouTube doesn't like. So there's a bit kind of touch and go. But no, as people and just interesting people, they're great, and he's really funny.
I'll check their channel out. Jason Webster for 2. Panelists, what is your favorite series of 2024?
House of the Dragon season 2.
Yeah, I can
I
just go
have
with
a
that
feeling.
too. That's gonna probably be my favorite. I'm trying to think what came out.
Right now, I'd say Breaking Bad because I just rewatched that recently.
That didn't come out in 2024, Ryan.
But I watched it, so
Okay, then my
Oh,
favorite
if
is
that's
Buffy the
me. Oh my
Vampire
god.
Slayer.
Doctor Who season 4.
We were just saying all old shows because everything sucks now.
yeah, I haven't really. I have not watched. Is it The Gentleman on Netflix? I have that on my list.
Everyone keeps telling me to watch it. That's the one with Charlie Hunnam, right?
I don't
Or
know.
the movie has him. There's a movie and a show, right? The movie has Charlie Hunnam. Never mind.
Maybe
I wrote it down. Ian, don't yell at me if you're in the chat. I wrote it down. You said it and it reminded me. Yeah, I don't know.
Mine would be. It'd probably
I
be
feel
one
like
of the animes. I'm
I
probably
haven't-
86 or something.
I'm about halfway through Shogun. I like Shogun.
watch that.
I don't love it, but I like it. I enjoy it. But to me, so Dune Part 2 is my most anticipated movie, and House of the Dragon Season 2 is my most anticipated show. So I really like Dune Part 2. I hope I like House of the Dragon Season 2.
Me too.
I think it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. I don't look forward to much in entertainment these days, but that's one that I'm looking forward to. Jason
Most
Webster.
anticipated, mine would be
Gulf Manor.
No, what's the Korean show?
Velma.
The second series on Netflix.
Squid Game.
Squid Game. Yeah, that's probably my most anticipated.
I didn't watch the first one.
Neither did
Oh,
I.
the first one's great.
I heard it was
but
great.
I'm not sure the second one will live
It's
up to it,
just
though.
shocking, and I don't think that the second one will bring that shocking factor.
Yeah, I don't really know where they can go, but I'm interested.
Should call it Octopus Game.
Octopus Game. Jason Webster for 5. Shogun, A Shop for Killers, Death Game Part 2, Queen of Tears, Wonderful World are my favorite series of 2024. The latter 4 are K-dramas. I haven't seen
Korean
any of those.
dramas.
Korean dramas, yeah. Disparu loves those.
Yeah, if I want to actually watch something good, I just watch Korean stuff at this point. I don't even try with Western things.
Jason has another question. Thank you for the 5. Panelists, what would you call your favorite film of those released so far in 2024?
Dune Part
Came
2.
out.
There hasn't even been that many films released in 2024.
I know there hasn't.
Yeah, Dune is my favorite movie of the year.
I haven't watched it, so I can't say.
I
Fall Guys
really
is
like,
next.
in terms of just like pure. God, that was fun. I liked Fall Guy. I really
Mhm.
did.
I gotta see that. I should have seen it.
fun,
Yeah.
It was just, it
action.
was funny. A ton of action, some cute
Entertaining.
romance stuff. It very unserious. You know, just fun. Just a fun movie.
Gotta see that one. I heard it was good. Justin Martin's for 10. So nice having Ryan on to explain some of the super chats to the ladies. They struggle sometimes, and yes, I'm including Disparu.
What's he
Thank
explained
you,
to me?
Justin.
Apart from
Thank
hip hop.
you.
We need to be
Which I don't know.
Ryan-splained, not
He
mansplained.
doesn't listen. The one time it would have been nice to have Ryan here when we were talking about Tupac. I think he was in the chat. And he's like, "You think that Xray and Disparu know who Tupac is?"
No,
Think
barely.
I have no idea who Tupac is. Yeah, any of the rap stuff, I have no idea. People keep talking about Diddy. I have no idea who that guy is.
Well, it's because
I at
he's
least know who
changed his
Diddy
name
is.
a lot. You know.
Yeah, he's
Puff
Puff Daddy.
Daddy,
P.
P.
Puff
Diddy.
Daddy, P.
Oh, I've
Diddy.
heard of
Sean
Yeah.
Combs. Yeah.
I've heard of Puff
John
Daddy.
Diddy
I have no
Combs.
idea about anything else about him. I've just heard the name.
Darian Murphy for 199. Thank you. Congrats, Epic Mike on monetization. Win Epic Mike. Oh,
Cheers.
on Kick.
No,
No,
on
on
YouTube. I
YouTube.
think it's
YouTube,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
YouTube.
He's been on Kick
Oh,
for a
I've
while.
seen that. I did see that. I spaced. Market Reality, thank you for the 5. North American thinking, you own yourself and you are responsible for yourself. The rest of the world, the dear leader, owns you and all of the people. That's pretty,
I mean,
Is that like a
It's-
perspective chat?
it's a very comforting
Yeah.
lie.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mark. Project Egg Roll for 7. That's a very specific number, 789. Thank you.
789.
789. Oh, yeah. I want to do karaoke with everyone on the panel, especially Ryan.
You'd enjoy it if this is Philip.
wanna
Brian sings
see-
very well.
I'm sure it is. And
Yeah,
I
he
think
wouldn't
you
enjoy
guys
me
should
with
do a
singing with
duet.
him unless he wants to go deaf.
Egg roll. Let's do the song 4 Chords by Axis of Awesome. Let's do a duet of that. You and me. Let's do it.
Next time you're in Cali, let's do it.
Well, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but yeah.
Okay, next
gotta
time
come to
Egg Roll
Florida.
comes out from Cali, let's do it.
Comes out from Cali. Yeah. You have to forget. Oh, Sisters of. I keep wanting to say Sisters of Bacon because that's what the name was. Slippers of Bacon for $2. You have to forgive Disparu. His new monarch is Satan. Oh my God.
What's X-Ray Girl doing right now?
I'm adjusting my footrest.
She just disappeared. I thought she was going to take a nap. She just lays down.
No, because I wanted it to sit right and like be able to like if I'll show you my footrest.
You know what my footrest is? The fucking floor. Like,
Yeah, but you're not like 5 foot tall.
My feet don't reach
what the
the
fuck?
floor.
That
What
looks
the
like
hell
a,
is that?
That looks like a squatty potty or some
No,
shit.
so it has a leg rest and it has different angles that you can place the footrest in. It fell in here. So
Wait,
that
no.
I can't
How do you get your
flip.
feet there if your leg is at the top?
Yeah, you are so fucking delicate.
So
Jesus.
like you can have a padding here,
Yeah,
or
yeah. If
or you can have a foot massage here.
Tickle.
that's a
Anyways,
roller, not a massage.
I don't
Yeah, but if
really
your
like
feet
that
are on that
one.
bit, how the top bit for your
It-
legs?
Is it
I
a
don't even know-
massage if you have to do all the work? Like,
Yes, because
she's
it's
used to doing all the
ribbed for
massages.
my foot's pleasure.
no, Jesus. That'd be like me doing this and be like, yeah, I love this massage. Like, what the fuck?
He's just massaging himself on stream.
I like it, okay? Shut up.
I know it
My
brings
feet-
back memories for you.
My feet don't. My feet don't reach the ground, so I have no footrest. It's the air.
Why don't you
Oh my
lower your
god.
desk?
I'm sorry, I'm short. I need to
You're
like.
no, you're supposed to lower the desk so that you can lower your chair.
I can't lower my desk. And if I lowered my chair, I'd be like this.
No,
She looks like
you can lower
comics.
everything. Your
I'm
camera's
already
in a-
short enough. I need like a booster so that I'm up more on stream. My chair's all the way up.
You could just lower the camera, you know? It's not.
I could, but then you don't see my background.
Don't you think you
properly. I
should have
need-
taken that into consideration, like how high you will be in a chair, like when setting up your shit?
I could have, but I'm fine with this.
Nobody watches a stream so they can see the background. Like,
I
doesn't
do.
ever happen.
Anyways, Slugluster 5 Canadian says, do you think Danica was an FNT that the people who are so against cancel culture said almost nothing about her good friend Ed Piskor? No, I don't think
I don't
so.
know who he is.
I don't. Well, one, if you say, hey, if you don't say something about this, then this, a silence is violence type of person, that's gay and retarded. I don't know about that. I mean, I think I don't really know Danica at all. I think she made a big mistake by what she said about the chat. I think that was
Yes.
retarded.
Uh-huh.
But I also don't know how like serious she was about it. It could have just been a joke that was taken like really poorly. But yeah, listen, you gotta respect the audience, right? We talk a lot about that all the time, and especially if you're going on someone else's channel, you gotta respect the audience. And sometimes a joke might not go over well, something you say might not go over well, but that's a pretty like guiding principle that we have. So if you say something against the chat and the audience, it's not gonna go well for you, and you kind of get what you fucking deserve.
Yeah, and I think it might be reaching, at least with the Ed Piskor stuff, because she didn't even mention it at that time. So I
That's
don't
the
know.
first time I've heard his
Maybe-
name.
Ask her before you make an assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the least my thoughts. So
Also, I'm not against cancel culture. Depends who you are. Depends what you've done. The same thing for me and freedom. I'm not. Everyone has this. It's like, no, some people deserve some stuff. It's the same. It's like when Doctor Who said people aren't born wrong. Some people are, like murderers.
Yeah. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. Should we cancel rapists? Yeah.
Maybe. I would think so. Slippers of bacon for $2. Condoms are for people who don't want herpes. I love how Xray just left that up because she didn't want to read it. She wanted me to read it.
thank you. I was waiting for you to say something.
Hey, just saying. If you're selective, you're good.
Got to keep it clean. Ryan's gay here for $2. I have a new Saturday night after work stream. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
we
I love that your
finally
hair's
caught up.
hanging. It took a long time, but we got there.
we just collect body parts over time.
Which
We
body
we
part?
still have almost
What?
1,300 people watching.
I can't.
What
believe
should
that.
we do
Thank you, guys.
now? Ryan Strip. I'm kidding.
He's like,
Joking.
excuse me.
Joking.
Oh,
Don't
he
do
was
it.
for
Don't do it.
like 5 seconds. We get well.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one more drink would get him there.
That's
Okay,
the one
fine.
thing. It's like daring Ryan. You're never quite sure exactly where he'll
I
take
know.
it off.
I was like, oh, I should have said that. I should have said Ryan Rap.
Oh, that's his favorite.
I know.
You got to come see me in person for that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Then I'll get drunk. We'll go to karaoke. Stuff will happen.
Absolutely true.
Especially if it's a song that has the N word, right? I'm very hesitant. I'm hesitant to do those
if it doesn't
songs.
have it in it, I don't bother.
Well, I'm just saying I'm hesitant. I'm hesitant to do those songs online or when I'm being recorded because it's like you never know. I mean,
Absolutely.
if I'm singing it in my car or at my house, of course I'm gonna fucking say it. It's part of the fucking lyrics, but I can't say it online.
But in
so.
public, you
I
can't. 'cause you'll
hate
get canceled.
Well,
that
even
people
public,
get
yes, you
canceled for
can,
that.
but-
Like the
Over
lyrics
here,
are
a woman
there
got
for a
arrested
reason.
by the police for it. Like she posted song lyrics on her Twitter, and literally the police came and arrested her.
Yeah, well, the UK's
Stop.
a little crazy.
No, unironically, yeah.
I was because the sax guy, I was like, hey, do you know How We Do by The Game featuring 50 Cent? And he's like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, you fucking know it. You fucking know it. Starts off
You
with the
just don't
claps.
want to play it. Disparu's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
Boom, boom, boom.
You don't know it either, Xray?
Boom,
Can you sing the chorus?
Boom, boom. This is how we do. We make a moving like a fool while we
Yeah,
up in the
yeah,
club.
yeah.
This is how we do.
I know
Nobody
now.
doing
Yeah.
like we doing. So
Mhm,
show us
mhm.
fresh
We're
like,
just like-
Impala, chrome hydraulics, fade away, drums. You don't want none. And that's the first N word. And that's what I mean. So it's tough to
He's
do
like,
that.
I'm gonna stop right
song.
there.
It's tough to do that song in a public setting where there's cameras. Yeah.
And that's one of the things that upset me, because I think the first time I ever heard of that like cancel culture mob was when a bachelorette, obviously I love reality television, she was singing the lyrics to a rap song, and I'm like, but the lyrics are there. I don't understand why you're canceling her. The guy who made it, maybe we should cancel him versus her, because she didn't create the lyrics. She just enjoyed the music. I don't understand. But anyways.
Oh, yeah. The most stupid thing that's ever come out of it is some people can do something, and if other people do the same thing, they can't. That literally is farcical. And you know that the people who support that literally doing it for power and no other reason.
Yeah. I'm also glad that Ryan technically did a little karaoke just now.
I did wonder if that was bait.
He did.
The smallest.
You were like, no, not just the. Can you
It was just a little.
Yeah, what's the chorus? How's it go?
No, I just need a reminder. The first line, I already knew it. So.
You mean when I told you the song "How We Do," you knew that it was "This Is How We Do."
Yes.
Is that his rap name?
I just needed to remember. Lil Kinel got bars.
I still like. There's a couple good ones that people have been throwing out there. Hard RK Outpost. That was a good one.
I saw that nickname. It's a good nickname for you for your rap career.
Orion Kinel, spelled Aryan. That was a good one. Yeah.
Watch his Batman reviews. You'll know.
Oh yeah, you gave it like an 8 out of 10 and got massacred. How dare you?
People are still referencing that, and they're like, "This is the guy that thought there were too many." You gave it a higher
review than me.
Yeah, there's like, "This is the guy who thought there's too many good black people in the Batman." It's like, one, I never fucking said that. Like, like those words never came out of my mouth. I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is retrospect probably a little high, but
yeah.
I love Baby Got Back. It's a good song.
MTV Steve, thank you for the 5. I know I'm late to the party, but thanks for the tanks, Xray and Wicked. You're welcome. I almost wore blue. I should have. We would have matched.
Thanks for the tanks. You like seeing your arms?
This is from Hilera. I love Hilera. So I bought a bunch of new clothes because I lost the weight.
I have dresses from Hilera. Yeah.
That's like, what happens, okay?
It just dropped.
Anyways.
I kicked it. Okay. Anyways, should we start wrapping up? Because we normally only go for 3 hours. We've gone over.
I just told you condoms are for gay people. What are you talking about?
Okay, we're gonna be gay now. I love it. Let's be gay.
Lil Hard R. They can find it.
I love that. I love that.
All right. So what does what? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can we raid egg roll? I love egg roll. And my dad's on there tonight.
As long as I can. Last time I think I tried to raid them. It didn't let me.
I'll have to yell at Phil.
Weird raiding rules on YouTube. Like,
you have to allow it.
Down
you have to allow it. But
well,
they do it so there's no hate raids. Probably,
hate raids became a thing on Twitch. Yeah,
that was also the most stupid. Like, seriously, even if they hate you, your viewers go up, which means you rise up the page, and then more people see your stream. It's a good thing. It's like, no.
Yeah, I can't raid them.
I'm gonna allow raids to
from
them.
Wicked. Yeah, because we got to wrap up anyways. So okay, what do you have going on, Ryan? Any streams? Videos, plug your stuff.
Tomorrow I've got Sports Wars at 11:30 Eastern in the morning on the channel called Sports Wars, and then at around 5 or 5:30 I'll be doing my stream on my channel. And then you can catch me on Geeks and Gamers Daily, you know, most of the days of the week at 11 a.m. on Geeks and Gamers, Monday through Friday, and Friday Night Tights on Friday afternoon.
4 p.m.
A little
Eastern.
Counterintuitive, but yeah. Friday Night Tights catches on Friday afternoon. That's about it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was fun. I hope you guys liked having Ryan here. We got a little karaoke. We all got drunk. We got deep. We got funny. It went every way.
It literally went in places I didn't think it would, but I appreciate it regardless. And Disparu and I are still friends, I think.
Yeah. You already forgot.
Well, no, I keep getting told that I've fallen out with Xray. I'm like, what?
Wait,
like,
actually?
No, this is just... Well, no. Do you remember? Like, I only know this because there was that. What was it? Starship Troopers stream, and you said no. Everyone keeps telling me that you fell out with me and argued with me. I'm like, I can't even remember that night. But to me, that's just
I don't remember that.
That's
like,
just a Tuesday for Disparu.
like if people think I've fallen out with them, as far as I'm concerned, that's on them. Like with me, if I don't like you, you'll know because I'll be actively insulting you and probably won't talk to you in the first place. Like
But you
disagreeing
insult me.
over
Oh, wait,
opinions
you talk
doesn't
to
mean
me.
that you have to have big arguments.
Oh, can we show Ryan Kinel a title on Pigeon just for fun and have him read it?
Yeah. Give him a,
Disparu,
give him
do you
a
have
tip.
one?
Of course he
I
does.
linked
He's always
3 in
ready.
the chat. Depends which one you want to do. One is the
top
top richest.
Top richest people and families for UK. Who them be and how them get deal wealth.
Quite good at it,
He's
actually.
perfect.
Pretty well.
Perfect. By
He's a
the way,
natural.
Real BBC Pigeon is funded by the government in the UK for
Taxpayer funded.
Jamaican English
Look
articles.
at this one. My sister, they autistic, but I love her like that.
See, he gets the accent down, which we never did.
He got it right away. He didn't even need
Yeah.
an introduction.
Facts.
Look hair transplant. How much it costs to get a new head of hairs? I don't know what this shit is. I'm reading, but I assume I'm supposed
This
to
is
read it like I'm
BBC
black.
News. BBC News doing like
here we
ebonics. I
go.
think it's meant to be. It's like, no, it's proper English. No, it isn't. So people can't speak English. But they've tried to make it an official language, and so the BBC spends taxpayer-funded, funded by the taxpayer to literally translate news into this.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
I just hate that it's tax enabled for it to exist, even though it's English.
wait,
Jamaicans
wait.
speak English.
I can't believe
Well,
it's not
like this.
butter. You want to read this one, Ryan? It's for you.
Ryan, are you black from the waist down? Hey, listen, there's people out there that know. Ask around. So
He said ask around.
Hashtag twinning with Jeremy.
yeah, that's the
What?
thing. Like Jeremy just has that on fucking repeat. So I would never even fucking say it at this point because he just like says it. all the
Like he's
fucking
ruined
time.
it.
My God, yeah.
Jerry Master for 50. Thank you. Great stream, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for the 50. And Deflect 15 for 20. Mark the Cyborg is gay. He married someone who likes men.
What? Oh, because I'm trans. That's why. I forgot.
Even he didn't go that far. That was all you.
No, I've been saying I've been a trans Japanese man this entire day. I've spent 5 hours at least playing Ghost of Tsushima, so I have a cute butt in the game.
I just thought you meant you were part of BTS.
I believe it. What do you have going on, Xray? I know tomorrow's your busy day.
I have a ton going on. Sub to my channel, but can you? Oh, there we go.
Got it.
Wicked and I are going on a road trip. I've added to a bit more because now we have added on the Orlando portion of the trip because in between Cosmic Summit as well as Nickel City Con, I want to go to Orlando and see some good people as well as go to the parks. So if you want to see us go do things like Buc-ee's, a zoo live stream, pirates, cosplaying, go to Wicked's PayPal and put road trip. And you can add to that. There also is a couple of other things. There's also Kira's and I's portion where we are doing a lot of food testing because I've not been to Whataburger or Whataburger.
Neither have I. What a burger.
In-N-Out Burger.
Whataburger.
I never been to either.
So
Jesus Christ.
there we go.
What?
There we go.
I've never been to like that.
Yeah,
part
I know
of the
you've
world.
never been fucking west of Buffalo, New York. Yeah, I get it.
And Zia and I are going to do a section as well. That is going to be the first leg of the trip. So if you want, there's a lot of PayPals. Just find it on my descriptions of my videos and find that there and put road trip. And that could help.
You can
on
tell a lot
of
about the
stuff.
people by the stretch goals. Like with Kara, it was just food. And then with Zia, it's like, there's
It's
one snack
food.
thing, and then it's pool stuff and bikinis.
There's two things, one pool, one bikini, you know.
Lunch at Applebee's. What are you guys, fucking 65?
Yes, because I've never been to Applebee's before. Okay,
Jesus
shut up, Ryan
Christ.
Kinel.
Wait, Xray. We should add a Waffle House because I've never been to Waffle House.
Yes, and can we cut our waffles like how Beardo does?
No, you have to get into
Sure.
a fight at Waffle House. That's
I
the
don't
only
want to
thing
get in
know
a
about
fight.
the place.
I might get arrested
Like,
and never
lob
let
a
back in the
chair at
country.
one of the people.
We'll add that,
That's
guys.
the
We're
only
gonna add
Waffle
that.
House thing I know.
Because
Okay,
there's actually
okay.
not a Waffle House near me, but there is one in Orlando, so we may be able to make a stop before we.
So if
Take
we do
off.
Waffle House, Wicked and I will get into a fight on live stream for fun.
Yeah, we'll fight each other.
But that will be like a $500 stretch goal because I might
I'll-
get arrested and
I'll never
not
forget
be
when
able to
someone
come back.
lobbed a chair at one of the staff and
I'll
she just
throw
went,
maple
no, and
syrup
just put
at
it down
her
on the
since-
floor.
I'll throw maple syrup at her since Canada's known for maple syrup.
I might get
disrespect
turned
her.
on. We'll see. It's every Canadian's right, okay?
Disparu, what do you have going on this week?
There's gonna be Doctor Who episode 3 review out tomorrow, which is Moffat's. Then it's back to Davis and his procession of lunacy, which will be probably better than Moffat's was, which was just quite frankly insulting. Then I've got to catch up with Valber, there's MILF Manor, and really I am just killing time until we have what's it called? The Acolyte.
You
That's what
drink
I'm
every
looking
time he
forward
says
to.
MILF Manor. He said it like 10 times already.
No, I didn't.
I'm
I've said
drunk.
like 3. I would have talked about
Okay.
it more if I'd seen it, but I've only seen episode 1 so far. I'm saving it.
Well, guys, I have everyone's links in the description. Make sure if you're not subbed to Ryan, you sub to Ryan. I have his everything in there. I should put Sports Wars in there. I'll add that. Disparu, Xray. This week I have a bunch of things going on: gaming streams, podcasts, all that. You guys know where to find me because you're here. So thank you guys so much, and thank you, Ryan, for coming on. I know that's
Thank
I
you.
just got stuff going on. this
It's
week.
like, yeah, Roman's
Just-
to me. Oh, you already have.
I'm so
You're already here.
sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
it
sorry.
was fun. We had a lot of fun.
I
so.
hope you had fun. Yeah. Oh yeah, and my cooking channel. I just put a vlog up trying a pirate restaurant. So there's gonna be new content over there too. So yeah, sub over there if you're not there. All right, guys. Thanks again, Ryan, for dealing with our sauciness. The stream's kind of wild, but we had fun.
I don't think you
And-
guys drank enough. I think that was probably part of the
You know
problem,
what?
you know?
I will say this. I was very afraid of reverting to my FNT days. Just being on Friday Night Tights and having Ryan here and be like silent. So I think the drinking helped.
Probably.
And you are like, people come on, like when we first started Saucy, they were like, I'm not used to Xray girl talking so much because she's so quiet on FNT.
No.
Yeah.
Guys,
Well,
just
Try and shut
listen.
her up, but we haven't got the contract down yet.
Not yet.
She's
Wait,
doing
but-
actually like a lot of shit like during the stream. So it's not that she's
Yeah.
not talking. She's actually
I
working,
know that
so.
actually felt so good when
producing.
you appreciated that.
I didn't say appreciate. I'm just stating facts, all right? So.
I didn't appreciate it. You're
Appreciated
just
and
a little
stating
busy.
facts still feels like appreciation to my ears. Let me have
Yeah.
this.
Let her have this one. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We are out. Go say hi to Project Egg Roll. Tell them we sent you. The raid should work. And yeah, we're out, guys. Bye.
Bye.
So yeah.